wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, hello, good morning. Welcome to the KVJ show. How the heck is everybody here on this lovely Thursday?
Good morning.
Yeah, here we are, man. Wow. Well, I got on my house, and every single day, I see all these little baby bufo toads scampering all over the place.
Uh-oh.
And I think to myself, what the heck are you going to do about this?
They're real cute looking too, aren't they?
They're so adorable. Oh, my goodness. I got a whole big old family of toads, and it used to be just 2 or 3 I would see scampering out in the driveway every single morning. They must hang out by the house right there, and then when I come out, they take off. There's about 5 or 6 of them today, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of an infestation of bufo toads. They're all so adorable, though, Virginia. They're so cute.
I was kind of being sarcastic. I think they're horrific looking.
The babies? Oh, they're cute, though.
I don't know,
The
man.
babies are cute. Come on, the babies are cute.
Jay-Bird hates the babies.
Well, those toads, they wreak havoc with animals, man.
Oh, I know, and that's the conundrum. So, what do you do? And I don't know what it is, but they love my house. I have an infestation of animals always at my place. I don't know what it is. I just seem to attract them, kind of like an old classical Disney cartoon.
I do too. I don't know if you checked out our Instagram page yesterday, but I filmed this odd-looking lizard that was crawling on my fence.
What did it look like?
It was lime green, long, and everybody said in the comments that those things bite. They'll jump and bite at you.
It's a Cuban. I think it's a Cuban lizard.
That's what it is. And they said I think they said it was a pet that might have escaped.
Maybe. I've got one of those. I'd done that too. I'd seen a photo of that. I'm like, it was a lizard unlike what I'd seen. I posted it up, and I got the same reaction to that, and that's how I learned what that thing was.
They said this thing will change colors if it's in fear.
Really?
It looked at me, it did not want to be filmed, and then it jumped into a tree on me. So I'm like, all right, no pictures.
Yeah.
I heard those things like to bite the testicles, so be careful.
They do like to bite. Every comment was, they like to bite, be careful. They like to bite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I've heard that. Yeah, we got all kinds of crazy critters around here. So I got the little baby cute bufo toads, and we got this policy on. I don't think it's right. But I don't want to be any kind of, look, I mean, I know they're not supposed to be around here, and I know what they say. You got to get rid of these things. But my wife and I have this kind of thing, and I know it's not right, and I probably shouldn't say it on the radio, but what we do is we take the bufo toads and we put them in our garbage. And so they take them all to the dump. So there's got to be 1 million bufo toads at the dump. Probably not the right way to handle it.
Dead or alive?
Alive.
You throw them alive?
But it's not on me. I'm just kind of relocating the bufo toads away because we've got a dog, and our dog licked a bufo toad one time, and it about took her out.
That's bad.
I remember that.
I got to protect her. So, that's my responsibility. But I'm no toad executioner. They're so cute when they're babies, Virginia.
What is it about the bufo toad that makes dogs want to go grab them? Is it because it looks like a toy, or is there a scent that makes them want to bite it?
Dogs do that. I think dogs have that curiosity, and they defend, and they go after stuff. I mean, I've had that happen before. I was talking about that raccoon, my last dog, Chewy, the Chihuahua. They had a confrontation one time, and the raccoon bit him. We had to take him to the vet and get checked for the rabies and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's just it. Dogs do that. If they see something moving around, they go for it. So, just kind of the way it is. But don't lay that on me. My conscience is clear. I'm just a bufo toad mover. I'm like the good Greek of bufo toads. You guys can live, but you just can't live here.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, I'm sure you guys saw yesterday, they let Bill Cosby out.
Yeah, where did this come from? What the heck was going on? There was no warning. It was just like he was released back into the population.
Well, his attorneys have been saying for a long time, this isn't fair, this isn't fair. There was prosecutorial mistakes, and you can't do this to him. And we just thought they were blowing smoke. Well, turns out his attorneys were not just blowing smoke, and there actually was prosecutorial prosecutorial mistakes that were made. So
Okay.
I guess the old DA got Cosby to do incriminating testimony, and then he said, "Okay, if you tell me the stuff that happened, I'm not going to use it to prosecute you." And Cosby's like, "Okay, I'll tell you what happened." And then the new DA came in and used that stuff to prosecute him, and you can't do that under the deal.
yeah.
But it was a new DA, and I guess the new DA wasn't going to honor the old DA's deal. I don't know why that guy thought he could get away with it, but
Okay.
it's literally a technicality. The
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Supreme Court released Bill Cosby, but not because they don't think he didn't do the things that they
Right.
said he did to Andrea Constand. They did it because it was the prosecutor not following the agreement.
Wow, and see, this is just where what a thing this is, because Cosby and his friends, they're kind of doing a victory lap.
Oh, they're like, we
Today.
told you he was innocent. No, that's not what
Yeah.
this says. If you go look at it, nobody's saying Bill Cosby's innocent. They're
Right.
just saying the prosecutor did it wrong and didn't follow the agreement and violated his rights.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
it.
That's how it works. That's how it goes, right?
But look at this. Cosby is a very, very wealthy man. He got sentenced to a minimum of 3 years. He did more than 2 years. We got to just look at that like, okay, at least they had him locked up for a little bit.
Do you want to hear from his lawyer now?
I do.
Okay, because we have a clip of it.
Okay.
I do want to hear from his lawyer.
Cosby's attorney.
Okay. All right.
Let's hear this.
And I want to say this about the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. They demonstrated that they were impervious to the court of public opinion, which, frankly, the lower courts were not.
Mr. Cosby and I had many, many talks over the last couple of years. I predicted it, and we're here. It's a good day for the Cosby family.
We have audio, too, of Bill Cosby talking. Did I read he called into a radio station?
Yeah, in Philadelphia.
I think we have that clip, too, if you want to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, like I said, he was doing a victory lap
He's so
yesterday.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is for all the people who have been imprisoned wrongfully, regardless of race, color, or creed. Because I met them in there.
Yeah, very, very odd.
When I saw the story, I had to read the headline 3 different times because I didn't think it was real.
I
Yeah.
didn't either. I got a TMZ alert. I was like, wait, what?
It was just so out of the blue.
I was instantly pissed.
It is. It's crazy. Bill Cosby loves radio. I know many years ago, before any allegations ever happened, we had him on. Probably still single-handedly one of the worst interviews we've ever done.
It was the worst interview we ever did. And this is before any of the bad stuff. We didn't know any of that stuff. We just thought it was a crappy interview.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of audio that's surfacing from a lot of Bill Cosby's really bad interviews. And just listen to this dialogue from one of them.
You get this automatic, oh my goodness, I'm never going to get back to sleep again. But as you and I both know, since we have to go to work.
That's right.
We know that we just be calm, don't panic, get back in the bed. That's right. Now, yes, I know it feels like you'll never make it. What are you going to do? Close your eyes
What's he talking about here?
and don't open them again until I say so.
Does this feel
I
like
think you just made all of South Jersey fall asleep, sir.
Uh-oh.
We got to wake him back up.
Oh, boy.
God. That
Yeah.
was a lot like what ours was. I remember you weren't able to take a commercial because he didn't shut up. He went 19 minutes without.
I kept
But
trying to
he
stop him.
roofied us with his voice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he put us into this like hypnotic state
of
Yeah.
awful.
of awful.
And I listened to that dialogue right there. I'm like going, is that how he talked to his ladies?
That's a
Just
good
go
question.
to sleep. Close your eyes.
Then he had that creepy laugh at the end.
In other news, because there is other actual important stuff, Chris Kattan got kicked off of a flight because the flight attendant was like, dude, you got to wear your mask. I just flew, and they are really still vigilantly telling people on the flight, wear your mask, wear your mask, wear your mask. And they the whole time the flight attendants are correcting people on the flight a lot. I just kept hearing it over and
really?
over. Chris Kattan wouldn't do
Yeah.
it. And so they kicked his ass off the flight.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, they said, look, if you don't get off this flight, we're calling the police. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, I think he's citing some kind of allergy issue that he had.
Dude, don't fly then.
Dude.
Road trip it.
Yeah.
They don't play right now at the airlines.
No, they're not.
And the law's on their side. So what are you going to do? You're going to fight everything? And finally here, it looks like there was a payout in that whole lawsuit against James Franco. He had opened up this acting school, but a lot of the actors and actresses claimed they were intimidated, sexually objectified, and then forced to do acting stuff with sex scenes they didn't want to do. They were like coerced into it, and forced into it.
He removed pasty stuff that covered privates. That I know that was a big one.
So I guess they all got together and filed a class action suit, and James Franco just paid that class action suit $2.2 million.
I think he's still acting under the radar. I thought I saw him still doing stuff, but you're not seeing people talk about it.
Well, with this payout, he can deny the allegations still and say they're not real, and nobody who got a payout will be able to come after him again. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What do you think about today, Jay Bird?
I always love when I get into a new hobby because I really get into it. And sweet Dennys taught me how to play poker.
Yeah.
And we've been having so much fun doing it. Are y'all poker players?
I am not. I don't know how to play poker.
Do you know how to play any card games? And do you like card games?
I'm Uno proficient. I can kill it at Go Fish.
Yeah, that's how I was until I got into the poker world. And I can see how people get addicted to gambling and how they because if you win, like the first time I did poker, I won the first round I ever did. I ended up winning like $50 or $60. It was awesome. The second time, not so much. And you're always chasing that feeling. You're
That
so
first
close.
feeling,
Oh,
yeah.
you're so close you can taste it. They say. But this weekend, we're doing another round with Dennys, and I'm hearing there's a possibility of a KVJ poker event in the future.
Yeah, there is, because the Palm Beach Kennel Club, they want to do a thing. They have a whole entire poker room downstairs, and it's nice.
It is nice.
And they want to do like a tournament eventually. But before then, one of their dealers, Sean, is our friend, and he's going to let you guys go in there and do it and practice in a real arena before the tournament.
I love games where you can kind of do some head games. You can play mind games with people. Poker's very much like that.
How much of poker is luck versus skill?
That's a great question, because there is luck involved, obviously.
Yeah, it's card draw.
But there is skill, and there's there's strategy.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you're trying to get people to think, you're one type of player in the beginning. It's really, really cool because it's a combination of both. And you can have a great hand and still crap the bed with your crappy play.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of knowing when to hold them, knowing to fold them. There should be a song about that.
Yeah.
I think there might be.
Yeah, but we're doing it this weekend, and it's what's on my mind, and I love it. I love when I'm into something, and I'm just getting into it.
What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I thought I would tell you something funny that happened when I was up in Kentucky. So, we were out at the cemetery, and my dad and stepmom had already taken care of everything as far as like a headstone. But when you go to get buried, you're going to have neighbors for eternity. There's going to be a person to your right, a person to your left.
In a way, yeah.
And me and my sister were giggling because the person to the left, obviously, he had passed away already, but he had bought the plot just like my stepmom and my dad did, where both of their names are on the headstone, and they're right there next to my dad and my stepmom. But she hasn't died yet. That wife in that couple hadn't died. But it's obvious he was a trucker because he had one of those 18-wheeler truckers on his headstone. tombstone.
Oh, we did.
And so, yeah, my dad and stepmom will spend eternity next to a couple named Shotgun and Powder Puff.
Shotgun and Powder Puff.
I wanted to take pictures of it, but it was a very somber moment.
Yeah,
when I go back, I'm sure we'll go and we'll visit the grave. I will take pictures because when my dad is buried, he will spend eternity next to Shotgun and Powder Puff.
Do you care who you're next to, Kev?
You should.
No.
I mean, I get that if it's by your wife, but if let's say you're next to something that's weird and like a shotgun and powder puff, do you care?
I would expect that we're all going to be cremated for that reason. So,
you're not going to be buried.
I don't think, because, I don't know if I want to spend eternity with Shotgun and Powder Puff. I mean, imagine if you got to hang out where your tombstone is, if that's, the way that it worked.
I don't know if it works that way.
I don't think it does, and I don't know, but nobody knows for certain. I mean,
You
do you know
don't.
for sure it does or doesn't?
I mean, you might get down there and the first people you see or the first people you run into are Shotgun and Powder Puff.
Well, then what happens if you're cremated? You're just hanging out at the crematorium?
I don't know.
I think you go wherever your urn goes.
Well, with the cremation thing, yeah. So my grandmother, we talked a lot about death this weekend. My grandmother
Fun.
broke it down because she's got her plans already done too. So she's getting cremated in Kentucky. And then me and my dad are going to drive the urn up to the National Cemetery where my grandfather is. And
Okay.
he also was cremated. And she and her ashes are just going to go in there with his, and then they seal off the tomb, and they're in there together.
Okay, that's kind of neat.
Does the idea of cremating, does that freak you out?
Yes.
More than the burying?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
I am not doing the cremation. I want to be just like my stepmom did it right. She had a beautiful casket. She's in the casket. They put the casket in the ground, put the dirt on top of it. That's what I want.
I'm more freaked out to get buried. I think the burning is more, I don't know, we all have our different philosophies.
No.
I think burning's more of a...
The burning is intense and horrifying.
You're not alive, though.
You're going into a barbecue.
Your fear is kind of like a Twilight Zone episode where you're still alive and you're going into the fire. Is that what you're afraid of?
I don't know. The burning is so intense. It's so aggressive.
Yeah, but I'm really just hoping that you're out of it at that point, that this is nothing but a suit, and it'd be like throwing away your clothes, that you have no idea after you get rid of your clothes where they go or what's happened to them, and you don't care.
That's what I love the idea, and I'm not sure. I think you have to maybe be burned and cremated. I want to do that thing where you are planted with the tree, and then a tree grows with your remains.
Yes.
I love that because then you can kind of go visit, or you can go visit that, and it's nature.
I asked my dad that because there was a bunch of trees in the cemetery. I'm like, hey, once you're down here, can we plant a tree on top of you? Because I want to be able to sit under the tree, if we come to visit, some shade. I don't like the sun on me. So he was like, I don't know. I'm going to look into it.
Yeah, I thought the tree thing was not even burying it on top. I thought it was kind of you go in with the tree and it grows together.
They plant you with the tree.
I thought that's what the process was.
I think you're right.
I think
yeah.
that's a very cool process.
I think you and I want two different things.
But then, are you a tree person?
I love trees.
To your fear.
I'm obsessed with trees.
Me too.
So I would love to, but I don't want to be burned to be a part of a tree. I just want a tree to grow on top of my casket.
And I could be wrong. I'm not sure you have to be burned for the tree, but I thought you had to.
What if those roots start growing and protruding in weird places?
That's what my dad brought up. He's like, you got to be careful with roots of trees because that could upset the casket lineup all around you. I don't feel like disturbing Shotgun and Powder Puff.
And then they're haunting you.
And then they're all pissed off.
Yeah, you don't want a powder puff haunting you.
No.
Especially a shotgun. What I got on my mind here today, it looks like it actually might be happening. At least it's going up for a vote on Tuesday. Elon Musk's Boring Company is talking about building these tunnels underneath Fort Lauderdale. And it'd be kind of a cool concept where you would go down in the tunnel, you'd pop into one of his Teslas, and then they would escort you quickly to the beach or multiple other stops for only $5. And they're going to be proposing this for a vote on Tuesday night.
$5.
$5 is all it would cost because, the traffic, the congestion getting from Fort Lauderdale Beach pretty much over towards like I-95. It is kind of a wreck and a nightmare. So you would go one place to the tunnel station. You would park your car there. Then you would hop into one of the Teslas. And then they'd be able to like drop you off in different parts like of Los Olas and whatnot along the way.
Is the tunnel station going to be close to the Brightline station? Because that would work out really nice for me.
Yeah, I would imagine they would. I'm trying to think of the land right around there. It is a little tight. And they do have, I think, already the proposed area where they're going to do the tunnel station. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I think they've already kind of mapped all that out. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to have the tunnels each 12 feet wide, and you would, take stairs or an escalator down. You go into the tunnel, you pop into the car, and then you zip to whatever your stop is along the way. And the Boring Company says they can do it for $10 to $12 million a mile, which I guess they're going to try to figure out a way to get it paid. But this would only be the second city to get this. Las Vegas has one under the Strip that Elon Musk put there, but Fort Lauderdale would be the first on the East Coast and the second in the U.S. So it's kind of a cool concept. So we'll see. They vote on Tuesday with the commissioners, and then that would open it up to other companies to put in bids, but it doesn't look like anybody has anything like Elon Musk. But
Man, Musk is so busy.
He's got so many projects.
He is, and he's so forward thinking.
Well, I think what he does, and I saw a little special on him, and he just is an idea guy. So what he often does, he comes up with this idea, and I think he did this with this tunnel concept. He farms it off to somebody else, and he says, you guys can have it.
You figure out the mechanics of it.
Right.
He's kind of like you, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
That reminds me of you. Yeah, you're an idea guy, too.
You just kick it off to other people, and then, hey, go get this done. So it depends upon the execution of his people as to how well it's going to be done. But it could be a fascinating thing. Then, think of all the different cities. If this works in Fort Lauderdale, imagine doing that in Miami, doing that in pretty much anywhere. And any part from West Palm Beach down, it's getting really tough to go from east to west now. And that's what these tunnels could do. And they would take a lot of cars off the road.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So mass transit, I think, needs to improve in South Florida, and that's one way they're going to be doing it. We got a fun little defense on that on Twitter. There was a little girl that had heard the KVJ hate song when we played it, and she was a little upset that we were getting so much hate.
Oh,
that is precious, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all in fun.
Yeah. So,
no, some of those people really hate us. It's not all in fun, kid.
Yeah. So.
So thank you for your kindness.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have haters.
Yeah.
Just don't let the comments affect you.
Yeah.
That's because Virginia don't read the comments. That's why it doesn't affect Virginia.
I do read them sometimes. I just don't care.
Yeah, Crystal had tweeted us. She said, my almost 7-year-old does not approve of the KVJ hate song. She has a laughy face. She says, that is not nice. Virginia is pretty, Kevin is smart, and Jason is fun. I don't like it, Mommy.
That kid's awesome. Love that kid.
All in jest. Just let those comments roll off your back. Well, for the 4th of July weekend that is going to be coming up, I know a lot of people are going to be doing the barbecue thing. Whether it be ribs, chicken wings, hamburgers. If you are jonesing for a burger leading up to the 4th, what is the best place in South Florida to go and get one? We got a lot of burger joints, and we did a pretty extensive list. Now, it had to be nominated either via text or on our Facebook page. So if you did nominate, you can't complain. It didn't make the poll, but we have a ton of great burger joints if you go to kvjshow.com for you to vote on. Right now, one is kind of running away with it. It's Tucker Duke's with their Boca and Deerfield Beach locations.
Whoa.
30% of the votes. Number
Okay.
one. Tucker Duke's.
Are you guys doing burgers for 4th of July?
After reading this poll, I'm like, I gotta get a burger. I saw the photos, and some of them just have a bacon just oozing with cheese all over them. Like,
It makes you hungry.
Since we've been talking about it, all I've been thinking about is burgers.
Yes, I know. So we'll wrap this tomorrow, give you some results heading into the 4th weekend. You can go and check the results as well on our website. Meat Eatery and Tap Room right now is number 2 in the voting. 17% is where they stand. They got locations in Boca and Isla Mirada. Dixie Grill and Brewery, our friends there in West Palm Beach, have got 8% of the vote and are in 3rd place for the best burger.
Love them.
In South Florida. I did not know O'Shea's apparently has got an amazing burger. They are a pub in West Palm Beach, and they're at 7% of the vote and in 4th place.
Oh, that's on Clematis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the start point a lot of times that we start at for Bamboozle.
Yep. Then you got the Brass Ring with their North Palm and Royal Palm locations at 5% of the voting. And then Five Guys still is up there, even though I think somebody had said that they're like filing for Chapter 11 or something like that. They're serving up a good burger.
When I said Five Guys was good yesterday, I got some hate from people.
Really?
Somebody's voting for them.
Oh.
So they're at 5%. So they're in the top 5. Some of the other ones that are nipping at their heels, getting a little bit of vote action, BurgerFi, Charm City Burger Company in Deerfield Beach, Duffy's all over South Florida and Florida, Grease on Clematis and West Palm Beach, the Beer Trade Co. Cafe and Beer Lounge, got great craft beer there in Delray Beach, and La Parada del Gordo in West Palm Beach is up there as well.
4th of July is coming up. Do you want to just throw caution to the wind, get some breakfast today? Just go for it. I mean, Kevin's getting...
What does that have to do with breakfast?
Well, this has got me so hungry.
You're just always trying to push your pancake agenda on me. I'm trying not to be a big butt by the pool on Sunday.
I will never ask you again.
Yeah, you will.
If you want to check out one of the old burger giants, Burger King is testing this new burger called the Cheesy Going King. Ooh. It includes cheese slices, cheese sauce, cheese crumbles, and a cheddar bun.
Whoa.
And you won't poop for a week.
Jay-Bird, a cheddar bun?
It sounds amazing. That is just my game.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Okay, would you rather never eat your favorite food ever again or never listen to your favorite musical artist ever again?
Oh, man, that is so hard. That means no more Billy Joel, no more pizza.
My God.
One's got to go.
What are you choosing?
Holy crud.
Yeah. I think this is probably the toughest for you. I would think, because for me, favorite food, what I'm eating right now, man, it's either the nuts or the chicken wings for me. And as far as favorite artist, I would say right now I'm probably at the Foo Fighters, but I've got a lot of diverse musical tastes that are going on, so I probably would take out the artist, keep the food. So you got a real tough one. Mine's easier.
This would really suck, but I think I have to say goodbye to pizza.
What?
I could not imagine going through my life and never to hear Billy Joel again.
But you don't have a Billy Joel onesie. You don't have a Billy Joel rug. You don't have...
But that doesn't... But I have his music. I can never listen to Billy Joel.
Never know.
There's other food out there that's... I mean, I can get cheese lasagna with extra sauce that maybe give me a little bit of the pizza taste. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
Look, it's close.
I got you.
It's real close.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Virginia, what would it be for you?
Oh my gosh, I'd have to give up my artist, which is probably Mariah Carey. I love her. She's probably the catalog I listen to the most.
Okay.
But I'm not giving up sushi, and that's my favorite.
Jaybird, what would be worse for you? To have to always eat sushi or always listen to Mariah Carey?
To eat sushi.
Okay.
That would be worse.
Okay, that'd be worse. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's either sushi or crawfish, one of the two.
Ooh.
It's hard to pick.
People are giving me a hard time saying you could listen to Billy Joel cover bands. That's not the same. That's different than... People think I blew it with my pizza. Damn it.
Did it wrong again, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's saying Bird got it wrong.
You're too passionate about both. I think it's a draw.
How do you get it wrong about your own opinions? That's what I find to be crazy. It's so amazing that you yourself can be wrong about your own opinion.
It's actually not possible.
We're living in a strange time.
Weird. Okay, would you rather fart loudly 24 hours a day nonstop or have to stop and pee every 5 minutes while you're awake? Whew, okay. I would say give me the peeing, because the farting loudly 24 hours a day, that's more obtrusive. I'm more self-conscious about that. I'm annoyed by the peeing, but nowhere in this does it say I can't come up with an adult diaper type plan and maybe make it work.
You'd have to during the show. You'd be peeing your pants the entire show.
Yeah.
That's your new life.
I'd have to come up with a system that worked.
And I'm sure me and Virginia would not at all make fun of that.
No, we wouldn't do all kinds of memes with you as the face of poise pads.
There would be barely any songs written about it.
Yeah. Kevin's peeing.
The mocking would be deafening.
Yeah. We couldn't. That would be such a problem. It get to a point where the guy's had enough. We can't make fun of this anymore.
Yeah. Okay, Virginia, you're right now not farting loudly 24 hours a day, but it does happen. So what would you say would be worse, the farting or the peeing?
Ironically, last week I went to CVS because they had a sale on prunes.
Oh,
so, as I was looking for prunes,
you do
at
the oldest
CVS.
person stuff ever. I mean, I know it's worse than you're
I was looking for prunes, Kevin,
Yeah.
DeQuesta.
It's good for you.
Wow.
As I was looking for prunes, I'm going to grab the prunes, and I farted so loud, and there was a lady in the aisle. I felt so bad.
So you were looking for prunes and you farted on this journey? That's the grossest story I think you've ever told.
That's top 5.
You're flipping my stomach, lady.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to have to go farting because, I mean, I can learn to deal with that. I don't want to have to go to the bathroom.
Farting loudly?
Yeah.
Over peeing every 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You're in meetings. You're in a fancy restaurant.
Sorry, not sorry.
Wow.
I'm with Kevin, but that's going to be tiring, dog.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Our lives change greatly.
Yeah.
I can't look for a bathroom every 5 minutes.
Would a girl rather be with a guy who's going to pee every 5 minutes, meaning we're probably peeing our pants, or would you rather be with a constant farter?
I think she'd rather be the guy that is peeing their pants because you can discreetly do that. There are ways that you could set it up where you wouldn't know if you're looking at somebody that they're peeing. The farting thing, loudly, you're going to know that. That's going to be announced, and that's going to be embarrassing for the person you're with if you're ever around anyone else.
I think a chick would rather be with a peer than a farter, Virginia.
I disagree.
Really?
I would rather be with a farter than a peer because the peer has to constantly go look for a restroom.
No, again, they don't. They can wear some type of diaper
But
type.
that's-
Or they're wearing a
mechanism.
diaper. That's disgusting.
You could find something else.
A fart dissipates within seconds, and then we can move on.
It's
But
constantly, though.
constant,
It's coming right back.
It's constant. It doesn't ever end.
As soon as one ends, another one comes up.
Some of us already live there, Kevin.
That's a very tough would you rather, man.
Okay. And finally here, would you rather get an extra hour each day or get an extra week's paid vacation each year? What would you rather have, an extra hour each day or an extra week's paid vacation each year? What sounds like the better deal?
I think you just broke my brain.
That extra hour, people don't realize how valuable that time is. You get that extra hour in life.
Yeah, you got a 25-hour day, so maybe you could sleep an extra hour. Ooh. Maybe if you don't ever have time to work out, you could have that for your hour-long workout. Whatever it is you want to do or fit in there, you would have 1 extra hour every day to do it. So ultimately, you would get more life if you went with the extra hour each day. But if you got an extra week's paid vacation, that you don't have to think about anything.
I'm doing
you
the
got
day.
the money to do it.
The day. It's a no-brainer.
An hour?
Give me the extra hour, yes.
An hour in the day? What do you think, Virginia?
Yeah, I think I take the hour in the day, too, because I just never have enough time.
I hear you. Yeah, I think that probably is the easier answer to go with that. But I think more and more people are looking to try to get more free time, especially if they could have some money to do it. And it's interesting is this conversation continues on in American society and seems to be gaining momentum about changing up our work week. As people are studying productivity and as more avant-garde businesses are actually trying this out, they're seeing more productivity and more success in their business. And now, according to a recent poll, 2/3 of Americans would prefer to work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week. You would have a 3-day weekend every single weekend.
Ooh, that sounds so nice.
We already work 10 hours a day, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But still, though, you get that extra...
Yeah, so for me, it's like we're already putting in the time.
I'm there.
the day.
I just want my Monday.
Yeah.
Give me
Just
half.
doing it 5 or 6 days a week. So to drop that down, I mean, I couldn't even imagine. Yeah, 4 days a week, a 10-hour workday, that's a no-brainer. 72% of people think that they'd be just as productive or more productive if they only worked 4 days a week. And they're finding there's a lot of truth to that. I'd even talked last week that they're finding you've got 4 to 5 hours of true productivity in you a day. Sorry, but that's really it. You may be like, no, I'm productive all day long. You are at a sliding scale. So in hour 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, your level of productivity is so low that you would combine maybe your last 6 hours to be as good as your first hour in the morning.
But don't you think that is different for everybody? To throw a blanket statement that everybody is that great for 4 to 5 hours and then their greatness starts to decline. It's different for everybody, right?
Not so much. I mean, there's going to be exceptions that people have that, but the human energy and the brain, we all pretty much work and function the same way. And our energy levels, now some people may have more energy because they exercise, they eat better and things like that. So yeah, between one human to the next, for that reason you might see it. But for the most part, we all are the same kind of machine. You know, we operate about the same. So I think that there's a lot of generalities that are going to work the same on that, conditionally. And that's what they're finding with all the studies they're doing. And they're grouping in tens of thousands of people into these studies. So the sample size is pretty large.
Tens of thousands, Bert.
That's right.
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you throw a blanket statement that all humans do that, you're going to get people that ask, well, you really all humans?
Like I said, again, in that there's a lot of things that are consistent in humans from one to the next. We all need to breathe. That's something you say, all humans? Yes, we all have to breathe. So there's a lot of things that we do
all
have.
need to poop.
Yeah, that's true. We all poop. Time to call out for some Camp KVJ. We do it every single weekday morning during the summer. We know what it is like. I know more than anybody else the cost of camps or the cost of just keeping your kid at home in a room, letting them play video games and doing what they want all day long. It really is a struggle for parents. So we get it, we know. So that's why we got a 4-pack of tickets to the Rapids Water Park and a 4-pack of tickets to the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium. You've got at least 2 days of the summer then that you're not going to have to pay money and they get to do something awesome. The kids will love it. You'll love it. You'll feel like a great parent. So just dial us up, 877-979-WRMF right now to get it. A lot of people commenting on doing the 10-hour, 4-day work weeks, saying it's amazing. I love it. It's my schedule right now. I don't ever want to go back.
Oh.
And another company saying that we do 4 10s and we have half the team in on Monday and half on Friday, so nobody is ever not here. So I wonder if you get to choose or you draw straws, because we had discussed that not too long ago. Would you rather have the Monday or the Friday off? And I think we all said the Monday would be more fun. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Fridays are kind of fun to be there anyway. So why not go for that? So, all right. Saw this list from Vanity Fair for the best movie scenes of all time. That's just the scene of the movie. And there are some that, bam. I mean, there's actually a few movies that I only watch the one scene from, like Saving Private Ryan, the storming of Omaha Beach right at the beginning of that. I will watch that. You know, whether it be a Memorial Day or a Veterans Day, one of those, just to be like, wow, to give you that perspective. I have not seen a war movie that, to me, captured the horror of what it would truly be like. I could not even imagine. I mean, just want to say, like, oh my gosh, that is unbelievable. Now, the rest of the movie, a great movie, of course, but I love putting that on, and to me, that's been a must watch. I've, kind of sat my kids down in front of that to watch that, just to give them that perspective, say this is the most realistic thing I've seen. Could you imagine being at the front when they drop that gate and here go bullets just whizzing by your head?
I got a lot of favorite scenes. Obviously, there's some from Star Wars. I like when Luke finds out about Darth Vader being his father and he cuts his hand off.
Classic.
I love Willy Wonka when you walk in and you finally see Wonka's big place with the chocolate river. I love that part. That's amazing.
You love a chocolate river.
I do love a chocolate river.
Yeah. Here are the ones that Vanity Fair lists. I think they did probably miss a lot. Some of these I do love. The Matrix, the dodging bullet scene. Even if you've not seen The Matrix, Jay Bird, I'm sure you've probably seen the dodging bullet scene where he's leaning backwards and the bullets are flying all around him. It was a big moment in that movie. A big realization happened of who he was. They also cite Titanic. I'm the king of the world. Remember that?
Yes.
People still do that. Goofy people on the front of every ship get up there and they do that on the king of the world move.
There's always at least 3 or 4 that do it on a cruise.
Always. Scream. the cold open from that.
It is so awesome. And
Right.
I did not expect Drew Barrymore to be the one that dies. They made it out like she was the star.
Yeah.
She was going to be the big-time star in the movie. So when she gets killed in the opening scene, spoiler alert, it's been out for like 20 years.
Yeah.
It is really good. It's done very well. That's a great nomination.
Okay, so they got that in there. They've also got a couple of different ones. The Why So Serious from The Dark Knight, what he had done there. They've got from American Psycho. This is a movie that I haven't seen, but I've watched the scene in this movie.
This is such a good movie.
Hip to be Square.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
He's got on this, fun, bouncy Huey Lewis song, dun 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 da 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 da, while he's in a raincoat murdering somebody with an axe.
Oh my gosh.
It's really good, Virginia.
It's a little heavy for me.
That's why I haven't seen the movie, but I have watched the scene to get the perspective of it. And yeah, if you can tolerate that kind of stuff, I get the genius of it. Some of the other ones that they list from Toy Story, The Playtime, that is from the original one in 1995, where Andy comes and he's playing with all his toys for the first time. One of the classic scenes from a movie. You remember in the Blair Witch Project, Heather's monologue, where she's looking in the camera?
Yeah.
And she's talking to it. They list that as one of them. If you've seen the movie Get Out, they call it The Sunken Place. That scene and Training Days, King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I love Training Day. I just watched it the other day, and Denzel is such a great bad guy in that.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah. So,
there's a lot of great scenes in that movie.
Yeah, there are. Some of the other ones that come to me, the Tiny Dancer on the Bus scene that they have from Almost Famous, where they're singing that song, that really gave a rejuvenation to that classic Elton John track.
The You Can't Handle the Truth. That
gosh.
There's a bunch of different court scenes in that movie, but the part where he gets him to finally admit, "You're damn right, I ordered the code red." That whole part is great.
Yeah, A Few Good Men.
Few Good Men.
Yeah, that is another classic. So you got one to add in here. What would you say? Best movie scene of all time? 877-979-WRMF. Kathy's on here from Aventura. Hello, Kathy.
Hi, good morning, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Just on my way to work, living the dream.
Living the dream in Aventura. Very nice. Now, I guess you've got a 4-year-old boy, but he's got some friends that might like some of these adventures, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
That's very cool. Well, we're going to give you the hookup for a couple of friends you can take to Rapids Water Park. It is an amazing place if you've not ventured north to West Palm, and the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium. You get to enjoy both places for free. Okay, Kathy?
Great. Thank you so much. He's going to be so excited because he's obsessed with water parks.
Oh, really?
Perfect.
Okay, well, they say it's the biggest and the best anywhere in South Florida, so enjoy that. Okay, Kathy?
Thank you so much. He just had his birthday last week at the Gaylord Palms in Orlando, and they have a hotel, a water park in the hotel, and it was 3 days of nonstop.
Oh,
so the Rapids is going to be like Disney World as a part of water parks.
It is. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for you guys. You enjoyed it, okay, Kathy?
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. It's that easy to get the hookup for your kids. Just listen up every single weekday morning at 7 a.m. Got some people talking about their favorite movie scenes. And there's another one from The Dark Knight that even may be better than the Why So Serious. That is the opening scene where they're robbing the bank and it kind of all unfolds. That is one of the best openings, along with Saving Private Ryan, ever for a movie.
I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Virginia's boy, Gump.
Oh,
a lot of great scenes in Gump. There's not just one that's great. There's so many.
Okay. If you had to pick out the best, other ones, Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner from Dirty Dancing. When Chuck lost Wilson in the ocean in Castaway.
Hate that part.
I think it's too gripping. Yeah, some people are saying some things that are just too emotionally gripping for me. I can't deal with it.
I don't want anything to do with Wilson being gone.
The pottery scene in Ghost. Somebody said. When Dorothy arrives at Oz.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Some other classic ones. And are these the scenes or are they the lines? Top Gun. I feel the need for speed.
Top Gun's got a bunch, man.
The Jaws, we're going to need a bigger boat scene. And the Back to the Future, roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh, I love when Marty just gets to He goes back to 1955 and he goes in the diner. I love that whole part. It's so cool.
It's fun.
The I See Dead People from the Sixth Sense scene. When Dorothy arrives at Oz, and Jackie from Tamarack said one of my favorite scenes is from Steel Magnolias when they're at the funeral for Shelby, and Sally Field's character says that she just wants to hit something, and Olympia Dukakis grabs Weezer and says, hit her.
Again,
went from crying to cracking up in seconds.
It's another just break me down, rip you apart scene.
I always wonder, why do they put these scenes in movies, but some people absolutely love them.
It's like that scene in The Patriot we don't like, where they burn they lock everybody in town in the church, and they burn the church.
Horrifying.
And the kids are in there, and
Yeah.
they're all screaming. I sometimes can't watch it.
I can't watch that.
Another great movie scene, the opening of Final Destination, the plane crash. Somebody said is the best movie scene.
I'll tell you what's a great scene is in Braveheart, where Mel Gibson's character, William Wallace, finally says, all right, we're going to kill these guys. And they finally start taking over the British. It's so good.
There's a couple really good speeches that have happened. Independence Day with Bill Pullman. Yeah, when he gets up there and he, gives that whole "we're our Americans" or whatever it is he says. That's so inspirational. That's happened in several different movies for a really great scene. So if you've got one that you'd like to share with us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Kind of get a little perspective on just how you're aging. Some celebrities are having birthdays today, like Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. She's 50 today. Pamela Anderson is 54 today. And Dan Aykroyd is 69.
He's a big UFO alien believer, that cat.
Yeah, he is. He is. Coneheads. Also got to do a happy 10th birthday shout out to the best son, Aiden. Love ya. Your mommy, Erica, sent that in. Mail at kvjshow.com is how you get your birthday shout out here on the KVJ Show. People in the chat room talking about their favorite movie scene of all time. It's a lot of fun there. If you want to watch on YouTube, you just go there, look for the KVJ Show. You can jump into the chat when the show is going on live, and then the show is always there. So you can see old shows and the After the Show podcast. Jump into the conversation right now. Like Gabrielle said that I love the fat guy in a little coat. That's one of my favorites, too. If you've seen Dumb and Dumber. Or no, that's Tommy Boy. Dumb and Dumber had really good scenes, too. The one that was laugh out loud funny was, I think, the snowball scene. Remember when he pegs her in the face with the snowball?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dumb and Dumber?
I watched that like 100 times and laughed out loud because I don't know how they did it, but he's about 3 feet away from her and winds up and throws it as hard as he can and drills her right in the face. And the look on her face as soon as she gets it, it's like, oh my God, it'd be so stunning. Nate's got a couple baseball movie scenes he loves. There's No Crying in Baseball from A League of Their Own.
Yes.
And they're going to be redoing that, turning that into a series. I think it's for Amazon. And the Tom Hanks role is going to be played by Nick Offerman.
Okay.
I kind of could see that working out really well.
Speaking of baseball, the ending scene of Field of Dreams where he's playing catch with his dad, who is a ghost.
Virginia. That's heavy.
It's heavy, but it's good.
Yeah. He also said from Sandlot, "You're killing me, Smalls. Best movie scene of all time." So there you go. Jump into the conversation on the KVJ chat right now on YouTube. Also, on our Facebook page, we got conversations going on there as well. If you want to interact, we asked the question about what is an invention that has done more harm than good? Arguably, you could say things like the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Come on, man, right? I mean, what the heck is going on with that? There arguably is a case you could make for that one.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue the internet, it's great, but it's brought some pretty weird stuff.
Social media, throw that in there as well.
Social media, too.
Yeah, no doubt. Has it? Has it not? Now, there's some that are a little bit more lopsided. Some you can have a really good debate on whether they cause more harm than good. Some of them, like cigarettes, you got to say, all right, upside to downside, cigarettes probably a lot more harm than good, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you had to do the upside would be, look, I just needed a smoke to take my mind off of.
Stress reliever, enjoyment, yes.
That's what you'd say about anything like that.
But that's a tough one to justify. I mean, you could even talk about your alcohols and things like that.
Well, anything that makes you, that's a stress reliever that's maybe not good for you, you could say, well, it does relieve stress.
The bad behavior, the drunk drivings, deaths, things like that have happened from it. Make a strong argument for it. Somebody else said high fructose corn syrup done more harm than good. Can you argue that one?
Yeah, you can agree with that one.
Get out of here.
A lot of the chemicals in our foods.
Get out of here with your soda agenda.
Whatever. There's definitely going to be a tide between that and all the cancers popping up.
Anti-soda agenda.
That when I found out about what high fructose corn syrup was, what it does, that was a shocking thing for me because the challenge that I had seen was here's what it is, here's what it does, here's why it's bad. Now go to your house and look at every food product label and see how much stuff has high fructose corn syrup in it. From your ketchups and your cereals, and you're like, what doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it? It was stunning.
And is that the stuff that makes you addicted to it?
I don't know about that. I think that it does have things that attack the pleasure centers of the brain. I think that is one element to it. And it's one of the things that people have talked about as being one of the things that are so bad. They say that it adds too much fructose to your diet, increases your risk of fatty liver disease, your risk of obesity and weight gain. In fact, they pretty much peg the obesity epidemic in the U.S. on the high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, and just keep this in mind, too. In the U.K., it's banned. You can't put it in stuff because they care about their people more than we do. Mm-hmm. Here in this country, we care more about money, and high fructose corn syrup is cheaper to put into stuff, to mass produce things, to get us hooked on it.
Right.
And it makes it cheaper for these big companies that use it.
It's linked to diabetes, heart disease, cancer even, and it contains no essential nutrients. None.
Yeah. All it is them getting richer and making their product cheaper and you putting unhealthy stuff in your body.
Strong argument, Virginia.
So what you're telling me is that it's bad.
Other things, people saying what invention has done more harm than good? Pop-up ads.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody really loves those. Somebody said K-cups. They're super unfriendly to the environment.
K-cups?
Is that the coffee making stuff? Is
the
that what a K-cup is?
The Keurig coffee machine uses those K-cups.
Okay.
I use an espresso, and those are recyclable.
Uh-huh. Okay. Other inventions that do more harm than good. Somebody said the deep fryer.
I disagree. Come on.
There have been some instances.
Now people are just going after all things that attack the pleasure center.
I mean, fried foods.
Well, don't eat them every day. Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not saying eat them every day. We're just saying it probably does more harm than good.
I hear you.
Okay, so if you want to be in on the KVJ Nation conversations, we've got a chat room on YouTube, and we also got the KVJ Show Facebook page. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and now you can even find KVJ on TikTok. KVJ draft time, heading into this big fun weekend, and we're going to be drafting out the best happy songs of all time. Best happy songs. Okay, so to me, a happy song, it's something that just puts you in a good mood. Now, it kind of fringes on what could be a party song, could be a this or that. And so, I guess those could qualify. It's just what you put together. It's something that, in a sense, when you listen to it, it'll make you happy. So there will be some blurred lines, I'm sure, on the fringe of this that everybody's going to be fighting about.
Yeah, because a lot of sad songs make me happy, but I'm staying away from the sad
songs.
song.
You can pick them.
I'm not.
That would qualify. We wouldn't be like, that's not a happy song. Pick again. Yeah, it's just if when you put it on, it makes you happy, then go for it, baby. Okay. All right, drawing the order. I didn't do well. I got a 4.
I did worse than you. I drew a 2.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Did Jaybird get a good card today?
I got an 8. An 8.
Jaybird, okay. Got a draft ahead of us. What did you get, Dennys?
I got a jack.
Oh.
Dang. Okay, what did Suits get in there?
A 3.
Whoa. You got a 2, Virginia?
I did. I'm the last.
Wow, okay. A lot of low cards.
Nobody's going to pick my songs anyway.
I don't think anyone's picking mine either. I think I'm good today.
I don't think the draw matters as much this week as it did last week.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Well, we got Suits in there running KVJ TV. We'll pop him up here. Dennys, you get to start us off, though, with the KVJ draft. What are you going to take with the first pick?
For my first song, I think I'm going to go with Van Halen's Jump.
That's a good one.
That song gets me hyped.
Okay.
I get up.
And nothing gets me down.
Even the words, everything's just, it gets you in a good mood.
It makes you want to, without a doubt, rip apart your crotch because you want to do that dance he does.
Rip apart your crotch.
Speak for yourself. I'm leaving my privates intact.
You know when
I don't get that
David Lee Roth would do that dance where he puts his legs out? You're going to break your crotch if you do it. Trust me.
Okay.
I've broken my crotch.
Jaybird, you got the next pick.
I'm going to go with this song. It was so awesome every time someone did this for cocktails and karaoke, and it was on the radio the other day, and I was blasting it. I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
It's a good
That is
one.
a fun, upbeat song.
Yeah.
That is.
Mm-hmm, no doubt about it. All right. I go next. I am going to go with Queen's Don't Stop Me Now
Damn it.
for my pick for Best Happy Song.
Damn it.
Okay, we got Suits on here next with the next pick.
Every time this one comes on, I'm bobbing my head. September's Earth, Wind, and Fire in September.
Oh, that is a great,
That's a good one.
classic.
Do you remember?
Yeah, great call.
21st night.
It is a jam.
Okay, Virginia, we're down to you. Your first pick.
I'm going to take Living It Up by Ja Rule. That song gets me hype.
Okay, yeah, that's a fun little song.
Got all y'all living it up.
Living it up.
Got all of y'all giving it up.
Yeah,
All the
okay.
ladies that be giving it up.
All right, you got the next pick, Virginia?
Okay, for my next pick, I'm going to take Love on Top by Beyonce. I love that song.
Okay, all right, so we go back to Suits. What do you got for your next pick here in the KVJ draft for the happy songs?
It's a party song. It makes you want to get up. I'm going to take Whoop, There It Is from Tag Team.
Okay, yeah. Whoop, that is.
Hit me.
Whoop,
Good one.
that
I
is.
said now upside down and inside out.
I'm going to show you what it was all about. I'm taking it back to the old school.
I'm an old fool.
Who's so cool?
If you want to get down, I'll show you the way. I say
Whoop,
There it is. Hit me.
Let me see. I think with my next pick, I'm going to go with Outkast. Hey, ya.
It's a great song.
Hey, ya.
It's a great song.
Okay. All right. Jaybird, you're up next.
I'm going to go with Dancing Queen, ABBA. Let's get it on the dance floor. I got two dance songs up there. Don't you want to dance with somebody?
Yeah.
Dancing Queen.
Solid picks. Okay, Dennys, back to you here for the KVJ draft happy songs. What are you going with?
I know this one's kind of random, but I think I'm going to go with Hall & Oates, You Make My Dreams.
Oh, it's such
That's
a good
such
one.
a-
It is.
yeah.
Put you in that mood.
Yeah.
You make my dreams come true. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Now listen to Kev.
For my third and final, I think I'm going to go Three Little Birds by Bob Marley.
Oh man, that's just nice, chill song.
Yeah, you had to pick a pot smoking
I
song.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. Okay, Jaybird, your final pick in the KVJ draft. What happy song you going with?
I'm going to go with Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Here comes the sun.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Yep. That is a solid call there. Gosh, I got so many songs that I want to pick here. What do I go with? All right. I am either... I am going to go with Michael Jackson's PYT.
Did he blow it? There was hesitation.
I know. I had...
There's regret.
Oh, he wants to switch. You hear
Second
that?
guessing.
He's waffling.
I'm going to go Bust a Move.
Oh,
Bust a
bust a
move.
move, young MC.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bust a Move instead.
Don't just stand there, Kevin.
Just bust a move. Okay. All right, let's go back to Suits, your final pick.
I'm going to go with a personal favorite. It always gets me singing. It's my karaoke song, Don't Stop Believing Journey.
Yeah.
man, great
That is your
pick.
song.
Yeah,
People still love it. It's everywhere. You'd think Journey just came out with that song.
got that one.
It's
You're
out
right.
all the time.
It's that popular.
It's new.
Okay, final pick is for Virginia. What are you going to go with here?
I am going to take Valerie by Amy Winehouse.
Oh, man, I love that. Valerie.
Oh, it's such a great song.
That's when you know Mama has got the drinks going. Valerie!
Yeah, man.
I love that song.
Yep. Okay, we got some fun songs tomorrow. We'll play the hooks of these as well to get you set off for the weekend.
Just the hooks?
Well,
I mean, there's 15 songs, Virginia.
The winner should
get
a
not talk tomorrow?
full sing-along.
Okay, so we won't talk tomorrow.
Well, that's good for the Virginia part.
Okay. All right, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're sick of my voice anyway, right?
All right. Then we're going all music tomorrow then. Virginia just voted it in.
It should be a singing song because it's a holiday show.
Ooh, yeah. A sing-along,
But,
Kev.
I mean, it might be too much, 15 songs during the, I don't know.
Okay. Dennys has got Jump by Van Halen, You Make My Dreams Come True, Hall & Oates, and Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. Jaybird, you got I Want to Dance with Somebody, Dancing Queen, and then Here Comes the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
I went with Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, Hey Ya, Outkast, and Bust a Move by Young MC. Suits has got Earth, Wind & Fire, September. Whoop, There It Is by Tag Team, and Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. Virginia has got Ja Rule's Living It Up, Love on Top by Beyonce, and Amy Winehouse's Valerie. You can tell the people who have listened to us before our move to Miami and the people who have not, because the people who are getting on us because nobody picked Because I'm Happy has no idea the hell that song brought us.
We were getting fired with that song for a solid 6 weeks.
That's the soundtrack to our firing.
It is.
People are like, hello? Nobody took Happy for Happy songs? Like, what?
To us, that's the most unhappiest song on the planet.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, there's a lot of great songs in there. Somebody said maybe we need to play the winner's songs tomorrow. We'll do some kind of combination that'll work out here. I think we'll probably at least hear everybody's hooks when we pick out the winner. If you want to vote on who had the best 3 happy song playlist, you can go to our Facebook and our Instagram.
We'll figure it out. Either way, it's going to be a editing nightmare for Dennys. That we can completely be sure of.
I want to make sure we guarantee that. That's very critical. That's very important. Coming up here, Dennys has got his joke jury that is going to be on deck, so we will get to that in just a few minutes. I thought this was rather interesting and eye-opening. If there is truth to this, BuzzFeed had put out a list that some people were talking about today about glamorized career paths that are actually horrible. So you may hear me like, oh, I want that job, but no, you don't want that job because it's actually terrible. Radio made the list.
Well, yeah, I can see that. There's a lot of, not everyone likes radio, especially working. There's a lot of bitching in radio. A lot of people are always getting mad about things going on they can't control.
What the commentary was that they had with this, because each job that they said was a glamorized career path that was actually horrible had its reasoning. And for radio, they said it's full-time work for part-time pay. Second jobs are common. I remember when I ordered a pizza and my morning guy delivered it. So I would say that if you're in a smaller market, yes, radio is really tough. And radio has changed a lot. A lot of shows are syndicated out of bigger cities and whatnot. But if you're in a decent-sized city and you work on the morning show, I think for the most part, it's okay.
We're lucky.
Yeah, we're very fortunate.
We have a good gig, but yeah, there's a lot of people who don't have a good gig.
Absolutely.
To that point.
Nobody is slinging pizza.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Yet.
It could happen any day.
Yeah, when we start playing Happy, I realize it's all over.
If you hear us playing Happy a lot.
Yes.
That's why we can never play it, Kevin.
Yeah, if it goes back into heavy rotation, yes, I'm applying to Domino's. They said chef, glamorized career path that is actually horrible. Long hours, bad environment, and nothing is ever good enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama in a kitchen.
Yes.
There's a lot of pointing fingers. There's a lot of fighting. It can be rough.
And you don't get your holidays, you don't get your weekends, you don't get your nights.
And there's times it's a thankless job as well, where, you go through, you're supposed to have a good meal. You're supposed to cook something that tastes good. But if it doesn't taste good, you're going to hear about it.
Especially in this city, everybody loves to complain.
Yeah, just this city?
Just this fancy pants. I noticed it. When I was flying back into West Palm Beach, the bitchiest people on the flight were the ones of any flight I took were the West Palm Beachers. I'm sorry. Yeah. I even asked my sister one time, who was a flight attendant, this town just breeds a little elitism.
I would guess the two toughest cities in America or areas to be a chef would be New York City and South Florida.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because I think that you have high-end, rich people that like to complain. And that's a bad combination for chefs.
Mid-level people that like to complain like they're full-on rich people.
Sure, yeah. Attorney, they also said, was a glamorized career path that's actually horrible.
I'm noticing a theme here. It's all long hours. All of these gigs are all long hours.
A lot of them. They had said, you know how you did term papers in college? Well, I do term papers every day, all day, endlessly.
Oh.
And yeah, I was in pre-law before anything else. My dad's an attorney, and he sat me down and he said, pretty much what I do is I sit here and see these really big, long, boring books. I read them a lot. And I was like, ooh, I don't want to do that. That's tough. So that's why I steered away from that. Veterinarian, they say, insanely competitive schooling that cripples you with debt, with a depressing debt-to-income ratio after graduation. And think about this. Most of your patients don't like you. Most dogs hate the vet, and most of the owners think you're getting rich upselling them unnecessary services.
That sucks.
They said it's tough. Seems awesome, but maybe not so much. Flight attendant. They said the travel would be amazing, but let's face it, you're a glorified waiter working in a cramped aluminum tube.
And everybody's got a tube these days on the plane. At least the ones coming into West Palm did.
Where they're teaching the TSA karate. I mean, that's got to tell you that we've got a problem going on at our airports.
It's pretty badass, though.
That's awesome.
I love that they're learning karate.
It's the greatest.
That's so awesome.
I just hope I'm going through TSA when one of them has to practically apply it.
They're all going to be wearing gis with black belts.
I'm not going to lie. That's the best thing I heard all week.
What is that? Education, they say. It doesn't matter how much you care. There are so many people who just want to make your job near impossible, and people drop out of the position left and right.
To me, teaching would be rough because you don't make that much money. You get a lot of bitching and complaining, and you work long hours.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a thankless job.
Totally.
Yeah. Other glamorized career paths that are actually horrible. Fashion designer. You won't even get a job if you are willing to work for free. An architect, there's a lot of criticism and stress in the beginning, lots of late nights and hard work. And at the end of your work, you get insulted publicly. The mental health issues for architects are serious. I'd never heard that.
I can see that, though.
Yeah.
Think about that. Their whole gig is designing that, and then that one shot, they don't like it. It's blown. You got to do it again. And
yeah.
That's rough.
Video game designers, a glamorized career path that's actually horrible. Think about when you're a kid. Could you imagine if I told my son Cannon he was going to grow up to design video games? He would lose his marbles. He'd be like, that's great. But they say it's all math and physics, and making a video game has nothing to do with what you experienced growing up. It's all black screens of code, polygons, and being criticized for your work.
Oh.
YouTuber. My son would love to do that too. A YouTuber, though, no security net, no benefits. You have to work nonstop, only to get crushed by YouTube's algorithm. And YouTube is known for screwing over even their biggest content creators, let alone the smaller ones.
That's the major complaint of even people that were crushing it in the game because they want to keep that up. They think that's going to be the consistent way of living. And then the algorithm changes and their money changes.
So think about that before, if you're a kid saying, I'm going to be a YouTuber. Maybe you don't want to be a YouTuber. Another glamorized career path that's actually horrible, political staffer. Most jobs in politics pay very little money and require you to work 80-plus hours a week for a boss who's guaranteed to have a gigantic ego, and you also have to look for a new job after every election day.
And I always feel like there's going to be somebody that's one of the politicians that's going to try to grope you or do something creepy to you.
And you work in politics.
Yeah,
Ugh.
You're right. So if you think that you
All of it.
hate your job now, just be thankful, I guess, that you're not doing one of these other ones.
I love my gig.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dennys. This is the fun part of the day here. He's got some jokes for us, a little comedy. Producer Dennys, joke jury. He writes them, we grade them. What you got for us today, Dennys?
All right, joke number one for you guys. What happened to the sand when it talks smack to the ocean?
I don't know what happened to the sand when it talks smack to the ocean.
It got beach slapped.
Yeah, dude.
I like that.
I love it. Okay, great start. Good stuff.
Second joke. How can you tell which mortician is the boss?
I don't know. How can you tell?
They have the coroner office.
Coroner. They have the coroner.
This is some smart comedy.
Oh, man. Oh, man. You are on fire today. Wow.
Third joke. Why do woodworkers get tax breaks on couch making?
I don't know. Why do they get those tax breaks on couch making?
It's considered charity.
Charity.
Oh.
You get that charity?
Yeah.
I think those first two jokes are
I don't know how else. Denny's love that one.
He's killing it.
I love that
He's
one.
killing it. Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's see. Fourth joke. Why did the deli stop using pumpernickel?
I don't know. Why did the deli stop using pumpernickel?
Because their plans went awry.
I love bread comedy. You know this.
All right. What? Yes.
Look at you.
Come on. Bring it home, Denny's.
All right. Final joke. What happens if you eat your bed sheets?
I don't know. What happens if you eat your bed sheets?
You could cheat yourself.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Home run, Josh.
It was a great round. It was a great round. We're going to do that today. Good work
Nice
today.
job.
Nice job. Talking about these professions that seem to be glamorized as career paths, but they are actually horrible. Some eye-opening stuff, and some people kind of vouching for it as well. Somebody who texted in said they were an architect major for 3 years, and they said one of my professors who was an architect told us that most architects make the salary of a teacher unless they own their own firm, and I promptly changed majors. I used to stay up all night building models and drawings, and that's kind of what they said.
But
Not great pay, long hours, and then a lot of criticism, and the mental health stress is great.
For sure, though, but there's always going to be someone that says it's going to be this. And if you really believe in yourself and you love it, you shouldn't let that detract you, though.
It's good to know the warnings going in, though. You really should know the upside and the downside. And, going into radio, I kind of knew, all right, there are a lot of jobs you could wind in that you don't want in this career. And luckily, I sat down with somebody right away and I said, okay, so if I want to make this a career, what do I need to do? And they said, you need to get to a decent-sized market and do a morning show. I'm like, okay.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And look at you.
I know, yeah. Otherwise, I'd be slinging pizza on the side, Virginia. And somebody says, a family law attorney, I love the reading and writing, but I get phone calls on weekends and holidays. Nobody is happy. The stories I hear related to children just make me not want to have children at all. It's heartbreaking, but rewarding. But ultimately, as an attorney, there are nights I don't sleep unless I drink enough alcohol to knock myself out.
Wow.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, you can love something, but it also can be ruining you, too.
Yeah.
That's life, man. That's the yin and the yang. You love it, but it's also killing you.
I think before you go into it, you just got to know everything, and you got to take everything into consideration and say, if this is going to be something I'm going to do for 30, 40 years, can I do it for that long?
I love radio, but it's killing me.
It's killing you. I mean, look at you.
Look at
you.
Shell of a man.
Yes. A lot of people are going to be traveling for the 4th of July weekend. In fact, they say that it is going to be one of the busiest travel weekends that we have seen pretty much anywhere because people are really wanting to get out. In fact, AAA's already put out a list of the worst times to travel this holiday weekend. They say the best time to drive is on the 4th of July. It's on Sunday because 51% of Americans are planning to go somewhere this weekend, and so the roads are going to be cramped. So apparently on Sunday, people are at their destinations for the most part. So if you're going to travel, that would be the day to do it.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yeah, they say this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and on Saturday, particularly between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., they expect that to be the busiest travel times. And people are getting out. You can tell, man. People have got that cabin fever, and they're excited. They feel good. Maybe they got the vaccination, whatever it might be that's giving them that peace of mind. They are out. They're making it happen. The cruise industry is kicking back up again, and people are jumping on board, and it's kind of an interesting fight. In fact, this is something, if you're going to be doing, I guess, a little bit more extended travel, like a cruise, or maybe you're going to be going international, here's a couple things you might want to pay attention to. Got an email because Michael was a little confused after our discussion on Monday about what it looked like because there was a cruise ship that left from Fort Lauderdale on Saturday. They were talking about, okay, there are just some things, if you're unvaccinated, you can't do on this boat, what it's like. And he said, yeah, that cruise that just sailed, you said it had a guest list of 95% of the people vaccinated. But my question is if Florida companies are not allowed to ask for vaccine proof, then how would they know that 95% had it? Or better yet, how could they make a non-vaccinated person require a test when they can't ask for proof of the vaccine in the first place? Totally not trying to cause trouble, but something just isn't adding up. My other thought is if 5 people aboard the ship get COVID, how would they know if any of them were vaxxed or not?
Oh, it's the honor system. People be honest, right, about whether or not they've been vaxxed.
Okay. It's actually not the honor system. The way they're doing it is you can show it if you want. And if you show it and prove that you've been vaccinated on your own accord, then you're fine. If you don't want to give them an answer, you are treated as if you're unvaccinated. So they don't ask you for it. You can provide it, and most people will if they're vaccinated, but if you don't want to show it, they treat you as if you're unvaccinated because they don't know.
So here's kind of a breakdown of what I'm reading for this Royal Caribbean cruise and what they're going to be doing. And they're going to be kicking back off in July out of Miami. They've got a set of guidelines here, and they say unvaccinated passengers will be forced to pay $136 each for a total of 3 COVID tests, which will automatically be charged to your onboard account, and there's no opting out of that. So 136 times 3 is where you're going to start if you're unvaccinated. Then, if you are vaccinated, you get a wristband. So there will be a separation on the boat between clearly the vaxxed and the non-vaxxed with a wristband. Then they've got a set of rules that will bar access to many places on the ship. If you're unvaccinated, venues and events, you can't get into the casino. Many of the restaurants are also going to be off limits to unvaccinated passengers. The fitness center on board is going to have hours when unvaccinated passengers are banned. And even when the ship reaches a port, the unvaccinated are then going to be herded into a restricted access grouping. And they say some of the cruise lines like Carnival and Norwegian have announced that they plan to only board vaccinated passengers in Florida in defiance of Governor DeSantis' order. But Royal Caribbean is complying with the order in a way that shows that the unvaccinated passengers just really aren't welcome. So know that before you jump onto a cruise ship, if you're unvaccinated, they are trying to make your cruise uncomfortable. They don't want you on there.
That's the bottom line. They don't want these people unvaccinated on board because they don't want to risk having an outbreak, but they have no choice. If you sail out of New York, if you sail to Alaska this summer, where you're allowed to ask for proof, they only let vaccinated guests on these cruise ships. So they're intentionally doing this, I think, to dissuade some unvaccinated people from wanting to go so that they don't have to take as much of a risk, and they can guarantee that a majority of the people on board are going to be vaccinated without also running afoul of that law that DeSantis has.
Right. So that's cruising. Let's say that you're going anywhere else. I got this text, too, of somebody that said they recently traveled to Mexico and they're unvaccinated. They said on the plane, you're required to wear a mask, even if you are vaccinated. And in order to return to the U.S., you have to submit a negative COVID test 3 days before your flight back, even if you have the vaccine. And finding a clinic for a COVID test is not easy to find, and it's also expensive. They were charging $175 and a 48-hour turnaround.
Ooh.
Some test site locations only take Mexican citizens, too, no foreigners. And I ended up going to a different state in Mexico where I was able to find a pharmacy that gives you the same day results. I paid $33, but it was a mission to find. And I know that a lot of people want to go to Tulum or Cozumel.
Yes. It's so Instagrammable.
It is so Instagrammable.
Oh my gosh. I have so many amazing TikToks of Tulum.
Yeah, but no, even if you are vaccinated, getting back is maybe going to be a chore. So if you want to do your research before you travel, figure out where you're going to get your COVID tests, even if you got the vaccine, or you're going to be spending maybe the last day of your vacation trying to figure that out yourself before you get back. So I know everybody's ready to travel and yay, got to get out 4th of July, but apparently there's still going to be some issues going on with it. Well, people are starting to travel for the 4th of July weekend. A lot of it's going to be domestic. Cruise lines are starting to take off, though, out of South Florida. You're going to start seeing that a lot, kind of getting the picture of what it is going to look like. Most of these people are going to be vaccinated, but there are going to be a few people unvaccinated. They're going to try to get on a cruise ship, and right now, what I'm reading, I would not recommend it. But what about some international trips? I know some people like to hop on flights to Tulum, maybe go check out Mexico. What is it like? Somebody texted in a challenging story about trying to get a test, which even if you're vaccinated, you would need as a negative COVID test to get back. But it sounds like some places in the resort destinations have already got you covered on this. Which sounds very promising. This is why you might want to check in advance. Somebody said, my friend just went to Tulum and said there was a stand on every corner doing a test to return to the U.S. She said within 1 minute she had her negative results, which not to say that anybody would scam you in some of these towns with a fake test or would take your money or do something even more shady to you, but, you know, it could happen. This sounds like the better option. Somebody said when I went to Mexico, my hotel provided free COVID tests right there in the lobby and delivered the results right to my room.
Okay, that seems very legit.
I would feel better about the hotel doing it than, you know,
a guy on a street corner.
Juan on the street corner.
No offense to Juan,
right.
but
you want a test?
Well, that's smart if the resort just works it into your room rate and it's part of your package.
Right.
Like you get all day margaritas and a COVID test.
Yeah. These are just the little things. You know, you had to always think of things when you traveled before until we fully get out of this global pandemic. You definitely want to do your COVID homework as well to find out what it's exactly going to be like.
And just know, too, the airports are functioning a little differently. I can remember back in the day, you know, when you fly, everything would be open in the terminal. When I was flying, a lot of things in the terminal shut down at 6 p.m. and they were like, oh, COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just plan ahead to bring some snacks.
Ooh, okay.
Because I was hungry and there was nothing open.
Okay. Good little note there. Time to confess here. What you got to say? If you're bold enough, you can just call us right out. Or another thing you can do is use the free 97.9 WRMF app, and you can say on there, hey, here's the audio, but make sure you put the disguiser on it, and we can change up the audio so we can hear your voice. It'll just be in a way that we won't be able to tell that it's you.
That's how you know it's the juiciest stuff. When they need the voice disguiser, I get so excited.
Oh, it's fun. It is a lot of fun. You can also text it in and honestly, or use the app to do that as well. Some of the confessions that we've got here today, they've been sent to us a variety of different ways. Somebody said I was working on this guy's pool and I had to poo so badly, so I relieved myself right behind his house and then I covered it with dirt.
I don't know if I want to. Well, you're putting the poo and pool, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's the pool guy, but he's the poo guy.
I don't know if I'm going to ask that guy back.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't know. That's his whole thing. I guess when you got to go, and that's what you do.
There's no secrets anymore. How do you know there's not a camera watching you?
Oh, I know. That's the biggest worry, right? Is that somebody I mean, what would you do if you sat down and somebody had video of you unloading,
pooing in the yard?
I mean, what do you even say?
You run out of the house.
How does
you run out of the office or
do?
whatever and just go, "I'm sorry."
I mean, you could do the whole, I had to go, it was an emergency, I'm so sorry. But I mean, that's a really awkward, uncomfortable conversation.
You could puff up your chest and upcharge him for fertilizing his tree.
Okay,
Do you fire your pool person? You see them on camera.
Yeah.
They do that. They think they've gotten away with it. They drop one,
No,
and then they...
I don't fire them. I tip them for helping us go viral.
Now, if they did it like on my grill and then covered the lid,
yeah, that's a different story.
You're definitely gone. But yeah, if you're trying to do it discreetly, I will sympathize with you, and you're okay.
Let's say you find out that he's doing this every time he cleans your pool. Now it's something that he's doing it as
when he comes over, I would open the door and be like, "Hey, you need to take a dump before you begin."
Yeah, but if he's
like, you can come on in.
If he's only poofing at your place, it's personal.
Or maybe he just found a good spot. And, you know, your body does get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
And you know it's a safe spot. Mm-hmm. Your body is comfortable, and that's when it's easiest to poo.
I think I'm firing that guy. I'm not staying with him. I'm sorry.
You let him do it once, but if he starts doing it habitually, I think you got to let him go.
This confession says, my best friend's girl at the time grabbed my junk and I never told him.
Oh, my.
What would you do? That is a tough situation.
I tell my friend.
You tell your friend.
I'm like, of course I do.
She grabbed my junk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bros before hoes, Kevin.
Yeah, okay.
We all should tell the person.
You should. Okay. Guess that's why it's a confession. This one said, when I first started dating my husband, I told him I made a really good log roll cake. Truth is, I bought the cake in a store and claimed it as my own. He was so impressed that he gave it to his mom, who fell in love with it, and now my mother-in-law wants me to teach her how to make that cake for her birthday. I am screwed.
No, you're not. Okay, you need to get in the kitchen and start practicing making log roll cakes, whatever the hell that is.
They're delicious. I love log roll cake.
You need to practice, and get your cake good.
Here's the thing, though. You're not going to be able to ever emulate that same.
Don't
you're not.
say
It's
that.
kind of like when Virginia tried to make the Big Mac herself. It wasn't
I
the
remember
same.
that, yeah.
It wasn't that it wasn't good, but it was not even close to being the same.
Pastry, I think, can get closer than a Big Mac. Big Mac is very specific ingredients that are packaged and crafted a specific way. A log roll cake, I believe you could make easier than a Big Mac.
Virginia made the big whack. He was like, a little slightly off.
Better than the J. Birdger that melted into the charcoal.
The J. Birdger 2.0 is going to knock your ass right to the high heavens.
Yeah, it better.
Somebody who's a landscaper texted and said, yes, I have taken several dumps in customers' lawns. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you're out there, nature calls.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Maybe it happens more than we know.
Many a dumps? That person makes it sound like they're just
Many.
crapping everywhere.
Well, I guess if you have that where you're working outside of somebody's house, don't necessarily have access to a bathroom, that could happen.
Maybe you had sausage and peppers for lunch.
Maybe you had a big old cake log.
This confession says, I'm moving to a new city in 3 weeks, and I still haven't told my girlfriend of 3 years.
Oh, damn, dude.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
Wow, I guess you're going to be single?
It's called running from commitment.
Whoa. New city, 3 weeks, girl of 3 years has no idea.
Are you just going to leave in the night? Like, what are you going to do?
Right. It should be like, 3 years. It's longer than a lot of marriages.
It is.
This guy wants out.
Okay.
What makes you say that?
This text confession says, I am an early 30s single female. If I want uncomplicated and novel sex, I book myself into a very nice Miami Beach hotel for a weekend, and I sit reading at the bar and wait.
Yeah, a pretty girl sitting alone at the bar, like, you're guaranteed to be able to pick up something.
Yeah.
And he may not be creme de la creme, but
gonorrhea. You're going to pick up something.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's interesting that the ladies will do that. This text confession says, I worked in a company and quickly realized that none of the work I did there mattered or was even noticed. So for a year, all I did was download books off the internet, convert them to Microsoft Word, and read them on my monitor so it looked like I was working. Okay.
Wow. And no one checked anything you did?
Yeah, maybe like an Office Space type situation where really you have a job that is just in name only, and they are like, do we have somebody in that position? Yep. Do we really check their work? Nope, not at all.
I think there are jobs like that.
Somebody else said, I tried to seduce my teacher when I was 16 by hiding in his office with no clothes on.
Oh, my goodness.
I imagined he'd open the doors, overcome with lust, and take me on his desk. He actually came into the room, told me to get dressed, and left. I felt so humiliated, but now I am so glad that he was a, quote, good one.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack on that.
Gosh.
Whoa,
He'd have to go to the principal. You have to report that.
Did he report you?
I don't know. It doesn't sound like. I mean, if you were that, is that the right way to handle that? If you're a teacher, say, look, she's young and doesn't know what she's doing.
In today's day and age, you need to go and get that on record. You have no idea how that's going to turn around and bite you in the ass.
Probably right.
Dang, that's
that's
heavy.
You get that on the record.
Somebody else texted in and said, I confess that the last 2 nights I was secretly plotting my husband's murder because his snoring is getting out of control. Kidding, but really not really. It's unreal, and I don't know what to do. Stop snoring!
You're going to have to sleep in separate rooms, love.
You are.
It's just, it's unfortunate, but you know what? This happens to a lot of couples. Have your sexy time in one room together and then retire to separate sleeping quarters.
Yeah, it's okay if you have to go physically sleep in different rooms. It's really not that uncommon. A lot of people do it.
It doesn't mean that you have a bad marriage. It just means that you can't sleep with snoring. It's okay.
I have a tough time sleeping with another, to actually fall asleep and to be relaxed. It's tough for me to do that with another person in the bed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Walls takes it into the bedroom. Look at him.
I have a terrible night terrors.
Pool guys texting in saying, yes, many a yard dump. You got to know where the cameras are. And then I hose them down afterwards.
See?
Are you afraid someone's going to walk back there? That would be my fear.
I knew this was more prevalent than we were giving it credit for.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
do you have all these pool people saying this?
It's a landscaper, a pool person, and somebody else who said that they are like a maintenance worker. And they said that many times I've had to run to the truck. I keep a bag and bucket there, and in case of emergencies.
Gosh, the term bag and bucket kind of makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
Bag and bucket.
Dang.
Do you want them to go in their truck in a bag and a bucket? That seems uncomfortable. Or would you just say, okay, go behind the tree if it's an emergency?
Doc, I don't care what you do. Just don't poop on my lawn. I don't think, call me old-fashioned. I don't like another man's poop on my lawn.
He's going to bury it, though. It's going to be fertilizer.
Oh, cool. Now he's putting holes in my lawn, too.
Yeah, patch it up.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
That was a crazy story about a guy in Fort Myers who apparently he's not handling the whole fireworks thing very well. People are driving him crazy. So apparently at about 3 a.m., he was caught on a security camera screaming, "Firecracker, firecracker, boom, boom, boom." He was apparently upset because people were setting off fireworks, keeping him up. So he just started screaming and losing his mind. He was yelling, "Bottle rocket. Yeah, it's a bleeping bottle rocket. Annoying, isn't it? Quit letting off fireworks in the middle of the night."
Dude, you're losing it.
He was losing his mind.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and he just snapped. Finally, it had it. Enough of this. Another guy kind of lost his marbles, too. He crashed through the gate of an airport in Kissimmee in a stolen car.
Oh, my.
And then listen to this. He tried to steal a helicopter afterwards.
He's a go-getter.
He stole a car. Now he's going for a helicopter. Apparently, it all started when he was involved in a car crash. He then ran away from the scene and right into somebody's house. Then he stole their car keys, took off with their car, drove for about a mile, crashed through the gate of the local airport, then tried to steal the helicopter. And when he couldn't get it to fly, he then stole another car and then eventually crashed that car and was arrested then for crashing. They're probably counting up. Like, he stole that car, he stole that car, tried to steal a helicopter, broke into a home.
Does he think he's in an action movie?
I mean, it sounds like Grand Theft Auto, doesn't it?
Yes.
What the heck is going on here? There's an 18-year-old Vero Beach man that got arrested for armed burglary and trying to break into multiple residences with a knife. The guy said he did it because the devil kept tempting him to steal and because he needed money to pay for college. So,
gosh, man, that devil is very busy.
That devil. Yeah, working him over. It's not my fault. The devil made me do it. There's a guy in Louisiana who was pretending to be a cop that tried to pull somebody over this month. Dope. Is a real cop.
I love that when they go to pull over an actual cop.
What are you doing, though? That's a creepy thing when you're acting as a cop, pulling people over.
Well, and the crazy thing about it, the real cop recognized this guy from a prior incident. He's like, "No, you're not a cop, and I know who you are."
I've booked you before.
Right.
Dummy.
A California woman crashed her car into a tree while having sex with a minor.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Whoa. And the minor was a coworker.
Oh.
Dang. Something kind of bad as well happened in Tampa with a controversial teacher there who dubbed herself the biology bombshell.
Oh, boy. She's going through a midlife crisis. I can see her in my mind's eye.
Was science slut too abrasive?
Yeah, so she's been accused by a group of girls on several things. One, making inappropriate comments about her personal life, discussing teenage boys' bodies.
Oh, boy.
Joking about having sex with students.
Girl, what are you doing?
Students have also claimed that she talked about not wearing underwear, her adult toy, and was joking about the size of boys' genitals, leaving this one boy feeling, quote, not so safe from the biology bombshell. She then resigned, citing unspecified personal reasons, but the district is investigating all the claims against her, saying maybe there's something illegal that went on here.
She's falling apart.
Yeah. Police in Port St. Lucie captured a 6-foot python close to entering a residence.
Oh, my.
They first thought the snake was something else until this guy's daughter shined a flashlight on it. I was like, well, that is a python. They got the cops over there who were able to capture the snake. They believe it's likely a pet, either lost or let go, so please don't let your python loose.
Yeah, please. Make sure the lid is tight on your python cage.
Yeah. And this is kind of crazy, too. You think when you're parasailing and you're above the water, you're safe from sharks and all the animals in it? Not necessarily. There's a guy, 37-year-old dude, a resort in the Red Sea, and you got the video of a shark leaping out of the water as he's parasailing above it.
Leaping?
Super shark, yes, and chomps down on his leg.
That is horrifying.
He actually lost part of the back of his foot.
Damn.
It also tore tendons, muscles, broke several bones. I mean, you're parasailing, be like, I'm good. Hey, look, a shark. Whoa. Thing's got wings. Love this story about a deer that wandered into a Walmart in Wisconsin. Sounds like a setup for a joke, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, apparently it didn't get very far. It was tackled by an employee named Lisa.
Damn, Lisa.
This is a real Wisconsin woman, isn't it? She tackled a deer that dared stumble into her Walmart?
I mean, that's the kind of girl you need on your security team. Let's go, Lisa.
That is a tough mountain woman right there. You don't mess with her.
You don't have a picture of Lisa, do you?
I have a feeling she looks just like that woman from West Virginia my grandma tried to hook me up with named Molly.
The mountain woman you speak of.
Yes, the one that tried to drown me in the pool and threw me out of my own treehouse.
But looking back, we think she had the hots for you.
We do.
They have a weird way of courting in West Virginia.
You might not survive it.
No, I can't survive a West Virginia courting. I'm not tough enough. Somebody brought an entire tray of cooked lobster on a Spirit flight recently, and people said it was a god-awful smell.
Imagine that.
How aggressive.
It's an aggressive
so
move.
aggressive.
I'm a fan, though. You know, I love me a crustacean.
You're a crustacean bully.
I am. I would share with people on the flight, too.
Okay. Well, this would be a tough way to go if you're a chef. This guy in Iraq apparently fell into a huge vat of boiling hot chicken soup.
Are you kidding me?
That's terrible. Dang.
He boiled to death?
Yeah, he was preparing the soup for an upcoming wedding, and he's like, does it have enough?
Oh, my God.
That really is a tough way to go.
So do you still serve it, or?
No, Kevin.
How hungry are you?
How rude.
Chicken and Tom noodle soup. It's just
chicken and Tom. Now with more Tom.
No, you don't do that. Come on. And I don't know if you heard, but they caught the woman that caused the crash at the Tour de France.
Yes, I saw the picture. It was a matter of time because it was so clear what happened.
They said she was hiding out. They had to find her.
They said she left the country.
Everyone was looking for her.
Yeah.
Your days are numbered at that point.
Boy, they're going after her hard, too. I don't know what kind of fines or punishment she might get, but the tour themselves has said that they plan on suing the pants off of her. And also that one rider that had to withdraw from the Tour de France because he got injured from the accident she caused.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's going to sue her as well.
Well, it looked like on the footage when that one dude fell, one of the bikes behind him ran over his head.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, my gosh.
It was awful.
Okay. And that is your whacked out news. Oh, yesterday we were talking about a fight going on in a neighborhood where they're trying to ban the fireworks, and they kind of all got together on one of those Facebook groups saying, okay, we're all going to agree, no fireworks this year, right? Yeah, because of our animals, our pets get all freaked out. And then we have also got an Iraqi war vet that's got PTSD. And it freaks him out, and so we're doing it for him. Well, that guy then went around the neighborhood and put letters on everybody's door and said, "You're not doing it for me. Look, I will deal with this. I want people to be able to celebrate." So
and the Iraqi
I never asked for this.
The Iraqi war vet has kids that are 18 that wanted to shoot off fireworks. So these people just have an agenda, and they're willing to lie to everybody in the community to push forward their agenda. How HOA of you.
Well, just because you get, 15 to 20 people who agree with what you have to say and then put it on a Facebook group does not mean everyone in your neighborhood is on your side.
And how dare you speak for the Iraqi war vet? How dare you?
So how does it break down for America's feelings about fireworks? You can see just where you fit into this. How many Americans actually hate fireworks?
I hate them.
You hate them.
But I also respect the 4th of July where you can use them, but I'm not a big fan of them, no. Never have been. I like the little snake one, the ash snake.
Oh, the one that's like not scary at all.
They're loud, they're abrasive. They ain't my cup of soda, baby.
It's weird how some people just take to fireworks and they thoroughly enjoy them. I grew up in an area where we didn't have them as much. I had a lot of rednecks, but our state laws prohibited it. But boy, anytime anyone would go down south to your Tennessees and all those states that just don't care about keeping their fingers, they would come back with so many fireworks. And to have fun, a lot of times hanging with my buddies, it was letting off fireworks. And they would want to do that Roman candle war where we go out in a dark field out in the middle of the country. And you would have teams and you'd be like, go. And then you would try to find people and shoot them with Roman candles. I'm like, I hate this stuff. I got to get out of this town. They're going to kill me.
I saw a dude catch on fire that way when we were younger. It was horrifying.
I saw Seth Palmer. His jean jacket burst to flames. Luckily, he got it off before it caught his body on fire. I said, what are we doing here? This is dumb.
But Seth Palmer loved it. I mean, the whole town of Logan loved it. Oh, that's good. That's good right there.
It was one of the big old hoots. They couldn't believe it. Man, time we cut Palmer on fire with the Roman candle.
Palmer slept with 3 girls that night.
I think he did.
So I like
He's a legend.
If they're professionally done and they're in the distance and there's like a lake, that's all cool. It's the dude running around with bottle rockets. You don't know where or when he's lighting them off. That's when it gets a little...
Or the person likes to play the firework pranks where they'll throw it underneath your chair when you're sitting there chilling out and bam! And you're like...
Look, you can do that, but just please have a video camera rolling.
Or the douche that's lighting off M80s at 1A. It's annoying.
Yeah, there are, some protocols you need to follow here, but only 8% of Americans hate fireworks. Only 8. So it is very Americana to love fireworks. In fact, 75% of people said that they either like or love fireworks. 3 out of 4 Americans like or love them.
Wow, that's big numbers.
That is a big number. Now, here's how it breaks down. You'll find out that young people like fireworks more than older people do because we get startled when we get older. Women are almost twice as likely as men to say they hate them.
Okay.
So a big portion of that 8% is women. 12% said they mostly dislike them, but the overall majority of Americans love them some fireworks. So
dudes love blowing stuff up. And you know what? I have respect for the guy in the neighborhood that stays sober and is a magician with setting off the fireworks. Like, to me, that dude's a man.
Well, yeah, because he's doing it right.
He's doing it right.
I think
there is an art to doing it right and doing it amazing and not doing it dumb and hillbilly and losing a finger and being stupid. There's a certain masculine sexiness to that guy that knows how to do it right.
I think for all the people who've done it wrong, they've ruined it. For that, the reason why people hate fireworks is because people have done it wrong. They've lit them off at 2:00 in the morning, or they've lost an eye.
Lost an eye.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
It's aggressive.
Somebody texted in and said, it's not that I hate fireworks, it's the inconsiderate asshats that are shooting them off at 2 or 3 in the morning every night for weeks. And yeah, I think that when it comes to fireworks, there just has to be an understanding and a level of, hey, let's all be cool. because I know a lot of us love fireworks, but let's do it the right way, not the wrong way.
Well, because if you're not expecting fireworks to go off, I mean, we all expect it on 4th of July, but let's say it's July 11th and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're you think someone's being shot.
July 11th is so uncool.
It's uncool, man. At 1A, it's so
You
uncool.
are such a fireworks douche.
You are. You're FWD.
So some people are hitting us up with some firework etiquette questions. Somebody said, am I a jerk if I show up at somebody's 4th of July barbecue and I bring fireworks?
No, but you must ask the party host if
Yes.
it's okay. You can't just start setting off fireworks at somebody else's home.
Yeah, I would feel weird bringing fireworks and then setting them off and not asking the person that lives there. That would make me feel weird.
Because what if they don't want them? And what if their neighbors now are going to be mad at them and it's your fault?
Mm-hmm. So are you a jerk if you know knowingly that one of your neighbors does not like them and does not want you to set them off? Now, Stephanie in Pompano asked this because she said, my 6-year-old's birthday is on July 3rd. And the earliest memory I have of my sweet child is sitting in the hospital bed watching the fireworks through the window when he was 1 day old. Every year, we try to make it special with fireworks included, but there is a crazy cat lady that lives across the street that feeds all the cats in the city, and she always freaks out every year because of the fireworks. And I'm having a party on Saturday for my son, even though the 4th of July is on a Sunday, and I bought a lot of fireworks. Am I a jerk for setting these off on Saturday night, the day of his party? It's going to be happening in the 9 o'clock hour, nothing after 9:30. Mostly everybody else in the neighborhood enjoys it. So what about me doing this, knowing that the lady across the street hates it and I will be riling her up?
People got to realize that, especially 4th of July falling on a weekend, you're going to get fireworks all weekend long. It's just the way it is. I know it sucks for the cat lady.
But it is the way it is.
It's the way it is. It
And
just
two,
is.
what is the cat lady's approach? So if the cat lady has been nothing but sweet and kind and lovely about it, I would feel bad setting them off. But if the cat lady has been a right bee and she's been nasty to me, I'd be like, sorry, not sorry.
I think you know the answer about the cat lady. I think you know if she's been nice or not. Just by the tone of the email, the cat lady, she's not nice.
Yeah. I would say you're not a jerk. I think that's it. If you do it within the hours that we agreed, if, probably you start getting questionable after 10 p.m.
I agree.
Definitely
10 p.m.
after 11.
Yeah.
But on the actual 4th of July, you're going to have fireworks at 10 p.m.
I know,
y'all.
you are. You're going to have them at
12
10,
a.m.
11,
Yeah.
12. I just think that's going a little bit too late.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cool. And just know that you're kind of you're a douche. If you're setting off fireworks at midnight, that's not cool.
But the person that's setting off fireworks at midnight, they don't care that they're a douche.
I know.
Yeah, people are saying the cat lady STFU. It's 4th of July.
Oh, damn.
In remembrance of your freedom. It's not illegal drugs.
You like being free, old lady?
And there's no way that old lady has been nice about this.
Yeah. No way at all. Somebody said, my brother is a Marine, has PTSD. He loves fireworks now because he actually has control of the explosions.
Okay.
They're not surprises meant to try to kill him.
Oh, I love it when a military person is in charge of setting off the fireworks. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And here's what Becky had. She shared with us in an email. Good stuff, because if you are a dog owner, and a lot of dogs do get freaked out by fireworks. In fact, that letter that we had read yesterday from Sarge, when he'd posted it, he said, if you really care about your pets, be inside with them, comfort them, be there for them. Don't act freaked out because they'll act freaked out, but just be there and be soothing for your pets if it means that much to you.
I will say there were definitely things I did with Chewy when he was alive during 4th of July that calmed him, that relaxed him, and that made it a better experience for him.
So Becky says, as a dog sitter and dog owner, I've got some things people can do to help their dogs cope. Extra exercise on the 3rd and morning of the 4th to release pent-up energy and make them rest well will help out. Slowly increase the volume inside your house during the day using music or TV. Bass helps. Then the dishwasher, air filters, etc. to create normal background noise that they are familiar with to drown out the fireworks.
It really does help.
Okay, these are good tips.
Leave lights on and shut the blinds and curtains. Try out the Thunder Vest. It sounds odd, but it does work. Also, talk to your vet about drugging them. Benadryl is usually safe, but check with your vet first. And most importantly, be normal. If you freak out and they think that they have something to freak out about too, good luck.
I kind of feel like Chewy looks forward to 4th of July because I'm getting some drugs. I'm going to chill out. Birds going to be down here rubbing my stomach extra.
Chewy's packing the bowl.
Yeah. Here you go.
No, we would have made Chewy paranoid. We had to give him the doggy drugs.
Yes. Trying to make 4th of July great for everybody. Some people don't like the fireworks and how they go down. A lot of pets don't like the fireworks, but there are different things you can do. Thank you very much to Becky for her great list of suggestions she had just a minute ago. And somebody else had said that the non-THC CBD oils is great for dogs to calm them down and put them in a mellow mood. If they're susceptible to anxiety from fireworks, that might be the way that you want to go with that.
They're going to get the munchies, though.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Get them sausages ready.
And somebody had said, yeah, last year we had our neighbors doing fireworks till 3 a.m. And my daughter was only a few months old. I went into the backyard and I nicely yelled over for them to please stop. All they did was laugh and then started lighting off more. So I'm bracing myself this year as my daughter is 1 and a little more aware of the loud noises. I'm sure they're still going to go to 3 or 4 a.m. like last year.
I mean, 3 or 4 a.m. is so aggressive.
Please stop. They laugh and just do more. Gosh, 3 a.m. fireworks is almost as bad as someone doing 3 a.m. karaoke in their backyard.
That was beautiful. I was a songbird.
We're going to fire up some random questions here in a second, including one. What is something that occurs once a year that you dread each and every time it comes around? Because I'm sure the crazy cat lady is like, the 4th of July, great. All right, anything else that you would call out, we will next.
More KVJ next on 97.9 WRMF.
What is something that occurs once a year that you dread each and every time it comes around? There are people that do not like the fireworks for the 4th of July. Not that they hate America, but they just don't like the bang, 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 and the way their animals might react, or if they got PTSD.
I almost said something that's going to get me in trouble, so I'm going to reel it in. It was an event.
Station event.
A station event that I don't necessarily love to do.
One in particular. You always get sick after we do it, and I laugh about it because it's kind of funny. But yeah, like this inevitably, you're going to get sick.
I think probably a lot of people maybe have this answer, and it would be tied and associated to your job. Something that maybe you do. There may be some people that don't like their company Christmas party or something along those lines. They're like, oh my gosh, I dread it every single year. We got to do this. Maybe it's a family reunion because you got to see certain family members that come over, and that might be Thanksgiving, might be Christmas, that you just dread it every single year when it comes around.
Honestly, even just getting a yearly checkup with the doctor, I dread it. I hate going to the doctor.
Yep.
The whole thing about it is not fun because the best case scenario is, hey, Kevin, you're healthy, or you're not healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Kevin, you got weeks to live.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't look forward to going to the doctor.
Yeah, paying taxes.
Oh, gosh.
That's terrible.
When that comes up, oh my gosh.
They kick me right in the nards.
I just seem to lose every year.
I lose. I don't have a family. I lose it so much.
Yeah. I would say that those are some of the top ones there. Another random question coming into 4th of July weekend. Who should we be considering as America's dad? As America's dad.
Randy Pennington, the juicy daddy.
Okay.
That might be a little too sexy for the ladies out there.
I don't know. He's just what we need.
America's dad. You know, if it were the year 1984, who we might be saying?
Well, it'd be Bill Cosby. He was called America's dad.
You're right.
That was his nickname, America's dad.
America's dad.
We loved him. I watched that show every day after school.
They legit called him that.
Yeah. Bob Saget, could he be in the running, or is he too dirty to be America's dad?
Bob Saget, I think, is a nice dude, and his act is dirty as a comedian. But I mean, every time we've had an experience with him, I thought he's been really down to earth and humble.
Yeah, and he's awesome on social media. I really like his act. He's not that dirty on social media.
Okay.
But I don't think he wins it, though.
You don't think he wins
No,
it? Is
I
there
don't.
somebody that jumps out to you more that just seems like, man, that's America's dad that we want, that we need? At one point,
he's dead now, but Alan Thicke was pretty good.
Yeah, he's dead, Kevin.
He is.
We want to make it depressing.
we want our dad to be alive.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. We could do zombie.
Zombie Alan.
Zombie. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Okay, Ashley's nominating Tim Allen for America's Dad. Okay. Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson. Al Bundy. Or Allison said Morgan Freeman. How do you feel about Morgan Freeman as America's dad?
I don't feel so good because isn't he dating a step-granddaughter?
He kind of ruined it for me with that one.
Yeah, he did, because they were trying to keep it a secret.
To me, that's the opposite of America's dad.
Yeah.
Dad, you shouldn't diddle us.
He did a movie to the contrary, but Denzel Washington, just,
I love Denzel.
Watching him, and now his son is starting to act in a lot of movies and is a fantastic actor that I just feel, okay, if I could have somebody that we all know as celebrity status be my dad, I would probably be going Denzel Washington.
He's great in interviews, too. He really is.
He seems like he's tough and wise.
He's tough and he's wise, and he understands hard work, and he's old school with his mentality.
Yeah, I think I'm going Denzel, if I could pick anybody. Daddy Denzel. Okay, if you could be born again in any country, as any race, and as any gender, what would you choose?
Oh, I'm going to be an Italian woman, baby. Take me. Take me as my...
Oh, she's going to be the biggest Italian slut.
Oh, give me some wine and then take my bosoms.
That's where you're going with that?
Well, you said I could be anything.
She's curvy and she throws it.
Let's be an Italian woman in Italy. Yes, and wine is my meal.
Yeah. I got to tell you, though, I don't know of any situation that might exist where it would trump what we got here. If there is, I don't know of it. I don't know of any era. Now, you could go back to other time periods where maybe at a certain race or gender, whatever, you would be in a higher status. But a lot of those people had a low life expectancy.
Right, because of all the illness.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the game, though, it's got to be something different than what you are right now.
I know.
What do you pick?
And that's why I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I mean, in many cultures, it's still being a man. I realize where I was dropped, thank you, God. But, yeah, I think that you've got, in a lot of societies, even still today on planet Earth, your race and your gender really determines where you are in society and how good it is for you.
Come over to Italy. There's a woman I want to introduce you to.
She sounds too easy.
No,
she's riddled in diseases.
No, she's not. No,
Yeah.
she's very clean.
Yeah.
But very sensual.
Yeah. Now, her genitals look like a calzone that's been run over.
Well, hopefully they taste. Okay.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Hey now. Hey now.
He brought it up.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go in there.
If anybody's got pizza-flavored lube.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I got some thoughts here on who should be America's dad. Back in the 80s, we kind of gave that crown to Bill Cosby, and then a few things happened. But he's back out now. But I don't think anybody's going to give it back to him. He's not America's dad. Sorry.
No, you're done.
Yeah.
They're saying he's going to have trouble getting, gigs and speaking engagements.
Well, he's 83. So I don't know how much he's...
Who are these brainiacs saying that?
The money went to the lawyers, so it's going to be fascinating to see, what happens to Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Well, we all had our own suggestions for who would be America's dad now. I was going with Denzel Washington. Virginia had thrown out Alan Thicke, but the problem there is he was Canadian, so I don't know how he'd play as America's dad.
Damn, Virginia.
He's not American.
No,
On
he's
4th
not,
of July weekend, that's how you come at us.
I want the Canadian guy to be America's dad. What? You can't do that.
Today's actually Canada Day. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay, well, there you go. Then it works.
Kevin, I'm going Michael J. Fox. He's also Canadian.
Yeah, okay. The top suggestion somebody gave us, many people did, Tom Hanks for America's dad.
Oh, that's a good one.
Also, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Do you count Tom Hanks' bad offspring against him, though?
Chet Hanks.
Chet,
You're right.
Chet counts against you. I'm sorry, Tom.
You can't take care of your own backyard.
Well, yeah.
Chet is a disaster.
I don't know what is going on with Chet, though. We don't really know, do we? There might be something going on there.
I can tell you, he's a douche.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But Tom has one good kid. Does that cancel out Chet?
I don't know. You got a lot of good questions.
Ryan Reynolds, a suggestion for America's dad. Cute, but he doesn't seem to have the ultimate Denzel dad vibe to me.
No.
And somebody said Bill Murray. Now,
No.
Bill Murray is a great guy. I would think America's uncle, but not America's dad.
America's drunkle.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if he's he's a funny guy. He's an entertaining guy. Great guy, I don't know.
Fun to have as an uncle because he would take you to a Cubs game. You'd have a lot of fun.
You get into a fist fight. You probably get drunk.
Yeah, so I don't know that we'd want him to have that. So interesting thought. So you can always get a hold of us, 877-979-WRMF. You can hit us up here on the KVJ show. We've also got the poll up right now for best burger in South Florida. When I checked it this morning, Tucker Dukes with a couple locations here like Boca and Deerfield right now in first place for the best burger in South Florida.
I'm embarrassed to say I never even heard of Tucker Dukes. Never been, never tried them.
Okay, I've been to the Boca location. They carry the KVJ beer, so I went in there to have one of them and to say thank you very much.
Did you have any food?
I did not. Just had the beer.
Oh, we gotta go have this burger. I've never been to Tucker Dukes.
We gotta go to Tucker Dukes then.
I don't get to Boca. That's the furthest north one there is.
I believe so, yeah.
Well, let's go.
Mm-hmm. It's in a great little spot, too. Meat Eatery and Tap Room. They also have a place in Boca. They're further south, too, in Isla Mirada, if you can make it there. They're second on the list right now. Dixie Grill and Brewery in West Palm Beach. I believe they got that soft pretzel kind of bun, if you love that.
And they did carry the KVJ beers as well.
Yeah,
they're in the fam.
Yeah, they're number 3 on the list. O'Shea's Pub. Did not realize they had such a great burger. They're at number 4. They're in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, that place is very cozy.
Yeah.
Then the Brass Ring in their locations in North Palm Beach and Royal Palm is 5th, and Five Guys tied them for number 5. So also getting a good amount of votes. BurgerFi, Charm City Burger Company in Deerfield, Duffy's, which is all over South Florida, Grease in West Palm Beach, Beer Trade Company Cafe and Beer Lounge in Delray, and then La Parada del Gordo in West Palm Beach, also up there.
Oh, you make me hungry every time you talk about burgers.
Mama, I said breakfast is on the bird.
I know. But I can't do pancakes like you. I can't do 18 grilled cheese like you. I'll be big as a house. I won't fit in my 4th of July bathing suit.
Well, again, I won't ever ask you again because it doesn't really turn into a fun moment for me.
Well, if you go to the KVJ Show Facebook and Instagram, you can see the KVJ draft we had for Happy Songs. That is up there. Dennys went with Van Halen's Jump. Hall & Oates' You Make My Dreams Come True. And Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. Nice little variety there. Jaber went with Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. ABBA's Dancing Queen, and the Beatles' Here Comes the Sun.
I mean, the bird just wants to be in the sun and dance.
Yeah.
Topless and bottomless.
I went with Queen's Don't Stop Me Now, Outkast's Hey Ya, and Young MC's Bust a Move. Suits went with Earth, Wind, and Fire, September. Tag Team's Whoop, There It Is, and Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. And Virginia went with Ja Rule's Living It Up, Beyonce's Love on Top, and Amy Winehouse's Valerie. So there you go. got all that set up for you. And Dennys put together a Spotify playlist that you can get on our social media. While you go on there to vote, you can actually listen to those 15 songs.
That's awesome. If you put those songs on and you're not dancing around, something's the matter with your dancer. It's broken.
There's clearly one winner and one loser with those set of songs, Kevin. I think me and you are kind of feeling who last place is.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
You're saying definitely Virginia?
Step off.
I didn't say anything about Virginia.
You don't know nothing.
I never said it. I didn't even say your name.
The
but
Beatles. Get
I
out
did.
here.
I was just asking you.
Oh, man, putting the Beatles on your list.
I never said Virginia, but Kevin is right. You have the weakest list.
You got the Beatles. I'm the old person on the show.
Oh, yeah, because you know, right? Nobody likes the Beatles.
Technically, I'm the old person on the show.
That's right.
Yeah, you both are older than me.
And Kevin's older than me for a month.
I just look older than y'all.
Damn. It got sad.
I don't care anymore about anything.
The happy song list got sad.
He said he doesn't care anymore about anything.
And I don't care about anything anymore. Boy, do we know how to do happy or what around here?
It was meant to be a positive statement.
Yeah. Couple other thoughts here for America's dad. Will Smith, great call.
Yeah.
And even Steve Harvey. Wouldn't mind either one of those.
Okay, yeah. Steve Harvey's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So some very solid suggestions there. So go and cast your votes. Very saddened by the stories that came out. One of the saddest stories that happened here with the falling of the Champlain Towers south in Surfside was that they had found two sisters, age 4 and 10, and unfortunately their parents have also been confirmed dead, bringing the total to 18 now, with 145 people still remaining unaccounted for. And you're just sitting there, you're feeling powerless in this, and it's such a tough situation. They finally brought in a new ramp and a crane to try to haul away massive pieces of concrete, and I think that gives some people at least either closure or hope that is going on there, but it has just been a really tough thing. And they've had 400 workers from not only across the state, but from Israel, Mexico, different countries working 12-hour shifts in these treacherous conditions. It's been poor in there in Surfside as well on top of it. It's just really been insane. But, there's beauty and pain and everything in all of this. President Joe Biden is going to be there today, checking out what's going on and talking to some of the families. So it will be interesting to see what winds up happening. Now, they're saying that there is a possibility that part of the pool came down first. Remember how we were talking about that call with the wife to her husband? She said, oh my gosh, the pool is gone and there's just a big sinkhole there. And she said, and the building's making weird noises, and then the line went dead.
There is a video that was, I guess, shot 7 minutes before the collapse. Mm-hmm. And it shows like the underground parking area and how there was just like all kinds of debris falling and water coming down, and like it was starting to give way.
Yeah, thinking maybe it came from the pool area first and then it dragged the middle of the building down with it, and then that made the eventual collapse that had happened.
And there had been cracks all around the pool that residents had been noticing. Yeah. So it wasn't like it just happened and they're like, oh my gosh, we didn't see anything weird. I mean, now if you live anywhere beachside and you see a bunch of cracks in the cement, red flag.
Well, there's going to be a lot of changes that wind up happening. We got several emails from some people here, including engineer Keith. He has a bachelor's of science in mechanical engineering, but he said, I know a lot of the foundations that would be involved with civil engineering, which would be what this would take care of. And he said, I keep hearing you guys saying that you're going to be nervous in buildings that are close to the beach, but technically terrible things like a building collapse can happen anywhere in Florida because the ground underneath is limestone. When water is forced through limestone, it can erode the limestone, causing a sinkhole or provide less support. I don't know the cause of the collapse in Surfside, but mismanaged water could definitely have contributed. Concrete is brittle, and to give it flexibility, we embed rebar. And if the concrete cracks, it exposes the rebar to water and salts in the air, and this causes the rebar to corrode and the concrete to lose flexibility. Basically, the moral of the story is don't go in buildings with visible cracking, and the moral of the story is not to be afraid of old buildings near the beach.
Be afraid of crack.
Mm-hmm. So
crack, totally.
If you see cracking, that's what you should be afraid of.
Yeah, Jonna had emailed us. She said, I was living in Staten Island, New York, when 9/11 happened, and I just pray to God that no more buildings fall. I just know what goes into this, and for the love of God, what is going on? Everybody is in any contracting trade knows that the lowest bid gets the job, and the lowest costs or the lowest quality, and all the code and inspection people got paid off to sign off. This has been going on forever. New York was always the mob, and they had to go get their share, so really you couldn't, and still can't get real quality work without paying double. This is the devil's world now and all about money. And so she has some thoughts about that. And the HOA building stuff will be something that's going to be addressed from this because, you know, they're talking now that several people on the board quit like in 2019 because they started off with repairs at $9.1 million in 2018. And a lot of people are like, look, everybody's yelling about costs and repairs, and this is going to be a double mortgage. And then by 2018, you know, the costs quickly go up to $16.2 million a year. And now they're in this situation where who's going to pay this and what's going on? And so there are going to have to be some changes, I think, with our boards and our HOAs, and we're the right people making the calls. And one email said, OMG, I am praying that this issue in Surfside puts an end to the phony BS companies that have been created under the pretense of actually making homes and condos better. They seriously do nothing, and they cost a fortune, and still needs are split between the owners. I don't understand this. So there'll be a lot of discussion yet to happen and a lot of questions that need to be answered. So there are things, if you're feeling a little powerless, like I have been through this, we put this up on our Facebook page. These are 5 different ways that you can help the survivors and the families of the victims of the Surfside condo collapse. Anything from supportsurfside.org is one thing that you can do, and donating cleaning supplies or hygiene kits or bedding to Feeding South Florida is another way you can do that. So there's a lot of different things on there if you go to the KVJ Show Facebook page that you can see to do. Want to give a quick shout out here before Jaybird's thought I thought was very sweet. Rita and Mark in Royal Palm Beach, they hit us up and they said, our 3-year-old son watches KVJ with us every morning. And when he wakes up, he runs to my room and says, let's watch the KVJ show.
Aww.
Now that is wholesome family entertainment, she says. Thanks for being a part of our family every day.
That's awesome.
We love you guys. So love you. Check us out, whether radio, whether podcast, whether YouTube. Just go anywhere online, look for the KVJ Show, and you will find us.
Just be careful when you listen to that after the show podcast, kid. It's
let's not have the 3-year-olds check out what we're about to do on YouTube here coming up. Jaybird, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
You've never lived this day before, and you never will again. Make the most of it.
Dang, that's a good one.
Carpe diem.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.